on the thunder throws, so shock and groan. Zeus on the thunder throws, so shock and groan. Disobedience turned their hearts to stone. Rejected the truth, lost in the zone. Now they're paying rent in Hades' bone home. Both crackheads, no shelter in the night. Underworld gates that eternal fright. Denials echo through torturous flight. Only face facts could have saved their plight.
Good morning.
Crack, no way back. Lost souls on brimstone track.
Ignorance gotta
Pay the toll. Zeus truth or face the dole. Talon's boats too full to float.
greetings.
On the underworld note. Denied Olympian decree, now they tote. It chains to
Good
dote.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, sexy screener. Good morning, welcome. Yes, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly why we are here. Let's go. Let's go. Curtis, good morning. DJ Kitty Cat. Alter Ego, good morning. All right, we're back. Must be the last week. This must be the last week when the app is still somewhat legal, right, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Yes, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Rhea, good morning. Yeah, we're gonna lower your taxes. W. Curtis in the chat. Good morning, Cece. Nice to see you. Let's go. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we are here to do. Let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. I don't got all morning, and I know a lot of you don't. All right, we're starting the week off. All right, it's January 13th, Monday. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to miss my show, Christy. We'll see how this all shakes out. All right. Oh. Yeah, I might be able to still get down and dirty on some other platform because you know what it is. W Alter Ego in the chat. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same no matter where I'm at. All right. I might be on Instagram. I could be on YouTube. It doesn't matter. It's the same content. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. DJ Kitty Cat. WG man in the chat. Yeah, Shay, good morning, Shay. Nice to see each and every single one of you. Yeah, this is our last week together while it's still legal. Now, all right, now let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. W. Cabria in the chat, my sister. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, today is Monday, January 13th. We are ever so close, 7 days away until this country is handed over to one of the worst presidents in American history. But you know what? Before we get into that, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. The second H is, well, because I'm humble. The most humble person on social media. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, W Ginger in the chat. The last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am, and you've guessed it, the most handsome. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Many of you know exactly why we have to meet in the Thunderdome Monday through Friday, sometimes on weekends, because what's going on in this country, this is something that our ancestors never ever thought would happen again. I mean, we've been through a lot as a great nation, but you know, it's one thing when you go forward and then you do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps backwards, right? And so, you know, we got to do what we have to do to resist, is what I call resist the devil, all right? And we got to stop these people who are trying to invade our nation. Yeah, what about narcissistic? Who's narcissistic? Anyone, you think I'm narcissistic? You don't think that I am, all right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, you know that we got to hold these people who are about to take over accountable every step of the way, every inch, every centimeter, every millimeter, right? So anytime they do something and it goes against the sacred Constitution of the United States, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hold them accountable, right? And it's already starting. I've been holding them accountable ever since the results of the election came out. Yeah, I was a little upset about that, but you know what? The battle must continue. And so listen up. Do I have any Trump supporters out there? Any Trump supporters out there who still think Donald Trump is probably the best thing for this country since, strap on tennis shoes? You still think Donald Trump is that? Well, listen up. I got some bad news for you because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable on this show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You want to know what got... Now, so listen, if you're still in this show, all right, you're here because you decided to stay here. So I don't want to see any of you crying in the comment section like you all like to do. And if you put something in my comment section and I determine and I deem that it's ridiculous, there's a good chance that I actually might request for you to come up here and explain yourself to Big Zeus. And if I ask you politely to come on up here, do us all a huge favor and just come right up here. All right, just come right on up here, because if you don't, I just get the impression that you just might be a Russian bot, right? W Ria in the chat. And if I get the impression you're a Russian bot, what I have asked my moderators to do is to, do what they can to place you in what I call a straitjacket, which means they will mute you. All right, they will relax you, right, Ange? Am I right, Ange? Right, Cabria? They'll relax you because I'm here to do my job, which is I got to minister to your souls. A lot of you are possessed with the MAGA demon. And the MAGA demon is running rampant right now. I look at all of these posts on X, Elon Musk platform, and I say, you Trump supporters, for people who just won an election, for some strange reason, you don't really seem happy. You seem miserable, and you seem hell-bent on being evil. You look at all those posts, and you know what I say to myself? Believe it or not, these folks are Christians. Believe it or not, they call themselves Christians. They're not Christians.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You're not Christians. As far as I'm concerned, you got the spirit of the Antichrist. And part of what it takes for you to get rid of it is you need to come onto the show. You need to sit your special behind down, and you need to listen to this special broadcast. A lot of you Trump supporters do not deserve any of the opportunities, any of the freedoms, any of the liberties that the United States has to offer. As far as I'm concerned, you all should take a trip over there to Russia. You know how Russia gets down, ladies and gentlemen? You wouldn't believe this. This situation between Ukraine and Russia is really opening up my mind to just how disgusting and dangerous this world is. So you can go look this up. I'm paraphrasing quite a bit of it because, a lot of the Trump supporters, they don't like to believe anything Democrats say, right? But Vladimir Putin, not Vladimir Putin, but, he went and got help from North Korea, Kim Jong-un. This is what he did. And now there's soldiers in Ukraine fighting on behalf of Russia. And it turns out President Zelensky captured 2 soldiers that are from North Korea, from the Pyongyang regime. He captured these people. And this was something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. But they capture these people and, they're going to process them and send them to South Korea to, really extract all the important information out of these soldiers. But one thing is, they still want to go back to North Korea. And so to the people who think that living in the United States of America is very, very terrible compared to any other place in the world, because, you sit on the internet every day crying, right? Let me tell you what Kim Jong-un requires out of the people that worship him. And I read this, lady. Should I read it? Should I read what Kim Jong-un, ladies and gentlemen, makes his soldiers, his supporters, take an oath to? Because this is, to me, what MAGA does. They might not have said it in these ways, but this is exactly how you Trump supporters operate. Unaliving is not the end, but the beginning of eternal glory. Remember, warrior, Remember, your true fear is not unaliving, but shame before your country. To be captured means you betray your comrades, your family, and your people. Only those who prefer honor to weakness will become an example for the next generation. Your unaliving on the battlefield will become a symbol of courage and fortitude. Shame lasts longer than life, but the glory of a hero is eternal. This is how he talks to them, and they really believe this stuff. Holding this, and you know what they call it, you know, that thing that blows up and you pull the pin out of it, holding that firmly in your hand. Remove the pin, boldly remove the safety pin, and place that thing under your chin or your vest. This is how they're programmed over there. And they take an oath to do this. Yeah, that word right there. They take an oath to do this. And to the Trump supporters, you might not say it in this way, but we saw what you did on January 6th. We saw that you voted for a convicted felon. You knew this man was terrible and doesn't give a darn about you. But it's that mindset that's got this country in the situation it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I give them a little bit more of an excuse because these people really don't know any better. They really don't. This is all they know. But you Trump supporters, y'all know better. And you're going to drag this country through this because you are so hell-bent on worshiping Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Let's warm the lake of fire. I really do hope this purges the MAGA demon out of the Trump supporters, because if not, they're going to end up like these soldiers from North Korea. All right, so I'm going to warm up this lake of fire for you Trump supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these Trump supporters who are hell-bent on pulling the pin, right, for Donald Trump. Join me in sending them straight to the hell. Let's give them a huge round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I see some of them got that story scared some of you out there. You're getting a little triggered and you don't like the way that I'm running my show. Well, again, listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah. And you know how these Trump supporters, they like to get on TikTok and do a bunch of race baiting. Good morning, Andy. Nice to see you. How many of you believe these Trump supporters do a lot of race baiting on the internet? Whether it's X, Facebook, even TikTok. How many of y'all believe Trump supporters are the ones actually doing the race baiting? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe Trump supporters do a majority of the race baiting. All right, because they like to project and say it's the Democrats, but look at this. It's them. Look at that. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not the racist. I'm what they call descriptive. Okay, and if me being descriptive makes you believe that I'm racist, then you know what I say? That's a personal problem. All right, because every day that this guy is in the White House, you know what I say? He's a felon. So we got to be descriptive about that, right? That's fair game. We could call him a felon, an adjudicated rapist. That's not us picking on him. That's just being descriptive. All right. And as far as I'm concerned, the racism, you know what I found out, ladies and gentlemen, this bothered me. President Biden administration, they've done some things to help people get justice in this country. And I would encourage each and every one of you to do this. They've allowed the Civil Rights Division to release a review and evaluation of the Tulsa massacre. How many of you know what the Tulsa massacre was? This is Black Wall Street. And obviously it's too late to get justice, but they did an accounting, if you know what I mean in the accounting world. They did an accounting of what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921, where a mob of, you wouldn't believe this. Yeah, a mob of white people descended upon this city, Greenville, Oklahoma, and believe it or not, destroyed everything that the black people in that community had accumulated in terms of wealth. And I'm paraphrasing this, ladies and gentlemen. And what started this, according to them, was an exchange or something that happened between a young black man, 19, all right, and a white woman. This is how it started. And they said, oh, no, that black guy did what to this white woman? And they said these people were drunk. And they proceeded to just terrorize and destroy a city in 2 days. Can you believe this? Right, Ange, in the elevator. And I'm reading this story and I'm listening to this. Read the report as well. They said it was so terrible. They actually allowed law enforcement. They deputized regular white guys that were out there being racist and drunk, gave them the power to terrorize black folks. This is in the report. Unalived black people, women, children, they took their wealth, took their property, and all this other stuff. After they burnt the city down, then they said, oh, we'll help them rebuild because we recognize we did something terrible. And they said, are you trying to help those black people? Yes. No, you can't do that. So not only did they destroy the city, but they refused to allow the city to be rebuilt by denying help. And I said, this is the problem in this country. Because while all of this was going on, they said there was something about this that actually fueled it. And you want to know what it was? Disinformation and misinformation, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the newspaper at the time, I don't want to say the name because you know what they like to do, but the newspaper at the time was fueling misinformation and disinformation. And I said, isn't it strange, ladies and gentlemen, that here we are in 2024 and the exact same thing is happening? And you know who's doing it? This guy and his supporters. And it's the sickest and most disturbing thing I've ever seen because, you know, they say if you don't know your history, then you're bound to repeat it. And that's exactly what we're dealing with right now, especially with you Trump supporters. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do because Donald Trump and his supporters think that we don't know, but we really know that this is not just a battle about who's in the White House. All right, because that's easy. This is also a battle about misinformation and disinformation. And the Trump supporters, you're in for a wild ride because guess what we got? We got the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving these Trump supporters once again another round of booze and shame. We know the truth. I know the truth.
Silence.
I know the truth.
MAGA.
You know what they don't like about Zeus? You know what they don't like about Big Zeus on TikTok? Look at this MAGA. Look at this. Look at this. You see this? You see this? You see that? No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet. All right? Unlike you, Trump supporters. Y'all are a bunch of hand puppets. This country's going down. As far as I'm concerned, we're heading towards a 1929 style. No. None of us are hand puppets. If you voted for Kamala Harris, you're really not a hand puppet. You see what happens, all right? She wasn't the perfect person, but obviously what we're dealing with, this is way beyond what we would have had to deal with while Kamala was in office. One other thing that I wanted to point out, especially when it comes to misinformation and disinformation, all right? Last night, President Musk got on X and he held a briefing with the command team about the Palisade fire out here in California. And this was something no one thought was going to happen. But you know what I said? You know what's so funny? Elon is actually being more actively engaged in what's happening with these California wildfires than this guy right here. Right? He gets on there and Gavin Newsom exposed him. He says Elon Musk exposed by firefighters for his own lies. So I'm going to get this on record, all right, in terms of helping us combat misinformation about those so-called wildfires, all right?
So, all right, what about water availability? Was water availability? I understand that was not an issue in Malibu. Is that correct?
Was it water?
Well, yeah.
So there was water. We have several reservoirs that casinos that we use a lot. Now, just an example, if we have one building burning, we could flow 1,000 gallons a minute on that one building with the hose lays that we put in to stop it. You can imagine 1,000 gallons per house we can do, right? So the amount of water we're flowing, there really is no water system that's going to keep that pace. So we have to bring in water tenders. Big tank water tanks that, 2,500, 3,000 gallon trucks. and they'll come in, and that's what we have to do to compensate. So they park out there, do it. DWP did a great job. They brought in big water trucks for us, and we use them as basically mobile hydrants.
All right.
Right, and then we have our own agency as well that has water tenders.
Okay. My understanding is that like along the correct me if I'm wrong. In Malibu along the coast, there was no shortage of water. In the Palisades, there was a shortage of water at a certain point. Or is that not accurate?
Well, we were flowing just an amount of water that the system couldn't overbear. It was buried just because of how much water these firefighters were utilizing.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
And then,
Sounds good.
any more questions, Elon?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Oh. And then he ended the live feed. So Elon and Donald Trump and all of these other politicians, they're pushing misinformation that there was no water, and they were proven wrong. The water demand exceeded what the system was capable of actually, generating. That's the issue. No one's seen this coming. But yet you Trump supporters will still get out here and spread misinformation and lie. Because this is what people who are possessed with the MAGA demon do. So guess what I'm going to do? Hopefully, and then I'm going to go to the box and talk to some folks who honestly want to come out of the cult. All right? But let me go ahead and do this one last time. And hopefully this rids this live of all of you MAGA possessed demons. Ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire one more time and do a mass deportation of all these Trump supporters on the show in the comment section. Let's throw them into the lake of fire, and hopefully by the time it's over, we'll have them seeing things as they should. So to you Trump supporters, it is what it is. Stop the misinformation and disinformation. Stop worshiping Donald J. Trump. Stop smelling his dirty diaper. Stop excusing his bad behavior. All right. And really practice the teachings of the good Lord. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Did I get them all? Did I get them all, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Democrats out there? Did I get them all? Please do us all. Please do us and stop. Oh, Michael Johnson. Michael, I invited you up here. Michael, let's not play around, champ. Come on up here and explain to me what I did that's gotten you so triggered this morning. You think that you're triggered? Michael, honestly, I'm going to invite you one more time, but if you don't come up once again, Michael, I'm gonna cancel it, Michael, and then okay, ladies, you know what to do, mods. Michael is being he's scared. He's seen how I get down, and he knows I've already disarmed Michael in the chat already. There's no argument, Michael, honestly, you could think of to make any of us believe you actually know what you're talking about, Michael. So let's just do us a huge favor. Michael, go straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yeah, so as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Zeus has single-handedly silenced every single one of his so-called, I call them Zeus haters. These are some Zeus haters. I've silenced all of my critics. They know it's safer in the comment section. All right. Kimberly, you want to come up here and talk to Big Zeus? Feel free to go ahead, Kimberly. Come on up here. You don't need to worry about me, delivering this strong hammer of mine to you right there. Because I don't just use the hammer all willy-nilly. You got to earn it, Kimberly. So just come up in the box. If you earn it, I'll use it. But you're not going to get it right away just sitting in the comment section lying. My words alone are doing a number on you. I can tell right now, Kimberly, I've never had a person so handsome, so honest, and so humble, speaking so directly to me and just, ringing that bell inside of my head the way Big Zeus does. Well, Kimberly, here's the thing. I tell the truth. W. Audrey in the chat. Yeah. A lot of people are going to be suffering as a result of Donald J. Trump becoming the president. Right. So Put a one in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right up. If not, I'll if you don't want to come up here, MAGA, I'll just keep delivering the bad news. How about that? Put a one in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. You know how this show goes. I'm one of the fairest hosts on TikTok, I believe, right? I give people a lot of opportunities to actually get their argument out there so that we can all hear where you're coming from. So you don't got to worry about me over talking you and yelling. But if you go that route, trust me, you'll lose. You'll lose because it's my show. But if you honestly want to have a serious conversation about why things are the way they are, put a one in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here, or send me a guest request. All right. You don't got to spend. Listen, this show is only 2 hours every morning. And let me go ahead and say this before we go any further. It's not that I can't speak to you all one-on-one by myself. I just find the show is so much richer, right? When not just I talk, because you get to hear me talk all the time, but sometimes I'll say to some of my mutuals, come on up here and let's really get this conversation going, right? And then by the time that's all said and done, a lot of you are walking away going, oh my gosh, I didn't know that, right? So put a one in the chat real quick, ladies and gentlemen, or send Big Zeus a guest request. I'll bring you right on up here. We'll drill, baby, drill. We will lower your taxes. Okay, here we go. Jimmy James. All right, Jimmy James. All right. Come on up here. I sent you. I'm looking for people who put one in the chat. All right. And you know what I do. All right, come on up here. DR3, I can't bring you up. You got to send me a guest request directly because for some reason I can't send you an invite. Put a one in the chat if you're a Trump supporter and you want to come up here and defend your God. Look at this. We have a brave one. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
All right, you voted for Donald J. Trump, correct? You're not trolling.
No, I voted for Trump 100% with my whole chest.
Okay, great. Thank you. Ooh, he said his whole chest. Ooh. What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York. Yes, right. That's right. Born and bred.
In terms of your family history, are any of your family members immigrated into this country?
Absolutely. My grandmother came here legally in the
From
late
where?
60s from the Dominican Republic and brought my mother and her brother out here legally in the early 80s.
Okay.
Late 70s, early 80s.
And you were born here, I would imagine, correct? Nothing hanky-panky
Yes, sir.
about that.
Nothing
So,
hanky. Born and bred in Brooklyn, New York. Yes, sir.
okay, so you know what the issue is when people hear stories like this, right? You know what the issue is, right? And so my question really goes to the heart of the issue. The day you went and cast your vote for Trump, what was actually going through your mind?
What was going through my mind?
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
because you
I'll
knew
tell you.
better. You
I'll
knew
tell you the
better,
two.
right? I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'll tell you the two reasons why I voted for Trump. One was for immigration, the mass deportations, and of the Biden Kamala administration migrants. And I stayed for the tariffs. I love the tariffs. Oh man, we need the tariffs.
All right. Those are. What do you do for a living, though?
Me, I work at Waffle House. I just got a new job at the Waffle House. Does that take
So,
away? Does that take away my opinion on the country that I live in? Do you
well,
feel?
absolutely not. But
I
it does.
appreciate that.
It
Thank you.
does. It does speak a lot about what's really happening. So, what
I
did Joe
appreciate the
Biden?
humility. Thank you.
Well, because I'm Triple H and I don't mind being humble when necessary. So,
I
Joe
appreciate you.
Biden and Kamala Harris. You didn't have a job at the Waffle House, right? Until
No, at that time, I was actually cleaning up shit on the side of the
well, we
road
don't
with my
curse,
bare
brother.
hands.
We don't
Oh,
curse.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so
Sorry, sorry.
you got a job under the Biden Harris administration at the
I
Waffle House.
I feel like I escalated in life with I worked hard to get the Waffle House job.
What year did you get that in?
Um I've been at the Waffle House for I would say 4 months now.
Oh, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You know that helped. Bring down that unemployment rate for President Biden, right? So that would
Yeah.
mean your job probably showed up on that jobs report that
Well, I
came out
always had a job. I just got a better job now.
under President Biden.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the issue with that?
Um, I don't feel his economic plans were good. I feel like Trump's economic plans are the ones that are going to help America progress, particularly the tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I really like the immigration policy because I'm voting for safer streets.
Okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. And so as I'm listening to you, I'm like, okay, great. So you're thriving a little bit better under President Biden. And so now you believe that the tariffs and
Well, I
the
was
mass
doing better under
deportations,
Trump.
huh?
I was doing better under Trump.
What
Actually,
were
I
you
was an
working
owner
when Trump was
operator.
president? When Trump
I
was
was actually
president?
an owner operator in New Jersey with 2 trucks.
Oh, you had the
And
food
then
trucks going.
no, owner operator is I was delivering
Like
merchandise to. Hold on a second. Merchandise to different supermarkets.
you were
Body.
making more doing that?
Yeah. And then under Biden, I started cleaning up shit with my hands, and
Why
then
do
I
you got to
found a way
use
to.
profanity? Come on now,
I'm
my mom
sorry.
is listening to this show, and I
I'm
got to
sorry.
be a respectful person out
Shout
here in
out to
these
Mama
streets.
Sue's.
Thank
Shout out
you,
to
thank
Mama
you.
Sue.
So you had a gig that was doing quite well while Trump was
hmm
in office, and I'm just trying to
hmm
follow this. And then all of a sudden, you didn't have that gig. What happened?
No. What happened is that I thought I credited my business acumen for the success of my trucking
Hmm.
and decided to pivot and say, well, I'm going to leave trucking because I see that short-term rental and Airbnb is more fruitful. So I took the funds that I got from that and I invested in I leased a house in Snellville, Georgia.
Okay.
And the C-19 situation kind of hurt that because
I
oh, he
knew
loved the
I was going
C-19
to
talk.
get there. I
He knew it,
knew
knew it.
it.
Yeah. Hold up. But here's the thing:
I
it
knew I was
didn't
going
do,
to get to this. This is the part
all
where
right.
we get to the moment of truth.
Okay, but the C-19 affected me more under Biden's administration because he kept announcing remixes to it. I was still actually doing good on when Trump was president because he didn't set the panic into this thing. But I don't want to focus on C-19. But I know you want to get off on C-19. I
No,
seen your excitement.
no,
It's
no,
my
no,
first
no,
time
no.
in your live, so
No, no,
yeah.
no, no, no. I mean, I'm just an honest person. Like when things make me believe, when the truth hits me, I kind of get there, and you know what I mean. So
I
it's
seen the
not.
excitement.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So from what I'm gathering, Donald Trump, was the president when that happened, right?
Right.
And he shut the nation down to a certain degree, right? He did the national lockdowns.
In March, I remember.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So from the way that I read this, your business that you had basically it started to kind of falter a little bit because of Donald Trump and the way that he mismanaged the pandemic. That's a fair
No.
way to look at this, right?
No. It was fruitful before it. Then it went into lockdown. I had nobody. Then George Floyd unalived, and then I seen an increase in rentals. It wasn't until because mine was a little bit. Snellville is a little bit removed from Atlanta. So what my clientele was mostly based on locals trying to find a place to chill, and that kind of hurt that
Okay,
because nobody can congregate.
okay, but
And
what
it
I'm
was Joe
trying,
Biden's remixes that actually hurt that,
what is it?
not Trump.
I don't even know what a remix is, but we'll get into that. But
Oh,
here's
the
how
Delta, the Omicron,
huh?
the
Oh,
remixes to the COVID.
you mean the variants?
Yeah, I call them the remixes as
Okay,
I
well, this
mock
is
them.
and so what I'm going to help you understand is, sir, and this is just me outside looking in. So Donald Trump got to you in a situation right now with your businesses, and then you ended up getting a better position under Joe Biden at the Waffle House, right?
No, I fell off under Biden, had to clean up feces with my hands, not to be confused with sanitation, right? It's a lesser job. And then I'm now working myself up to Waffle House. But I don't want to make this about
No, no,
me.
no, no,
I
no,
really
no.
want to make this
No,
about the
because
people I
because
see.
I got to I'm not even making it about you because I think there's other people who have similar stories like you. And I'm just trying to wrap my mind around the fact that, okay, you had a business going, it was great. C-19 occurred, and unfortunately, the way the timing worked, someone had to deal with the aftermath of that. And at that moment, it was President Biden and Kamala Harris, right? Now, let's go a little deeper into why President Biden and Kamala Harris even had to show up on the scene. You are aware that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election,
Oh,
right?
that was I thought it was rhetorical. Yeah, I
Was
witnessed
it
Joe
was it
Biden
what
take
was it
office.
stolen?
I witnessed Joe Biden take office.
But sir, was it stolen?
Why why do you use a specific verbiage that can trigger the algorithm against us?
You could just say yes or no and let me do what I do. Was it
All right,
stolen?
sir. What I acknowledge is Joe Biden taking office, sir.
Okay, so we're not even maybe. So what I notice is you
I
have
never
this.
said yes or no. I've never
So
said
so
yes or
so
no.
okay, I'll be. You have a woman you date. You dating someone,
I am.
or you have dated, and you go, "Hey, babe, are you cheating on me with so and so?" And then she goes, and she says, "I'm with you." Does that mean the argument or the conversation ends when she does that? Or do you feel kind of like, oh, well, she's kind of being evasive and there's might be something there? You see how this
But
works?
my
You see
but
how
my
this works, though. You see how this
the
works.
no, it's a false equivalency
No,
because
actually, it's not. It's
let me.
it's
I
that
thought you don't
serious.
interrupt people.
It's that serious, though.
You
You didn't
can't be
answer my
crashing this
question.
early.
You didn't answer my question though. Would that be an acceptable response from your partner
It's
though? If you
it's
asked them, if are you cheating on me, and they go, "I'm with you," that doesn't
okay.
really mean no. That's not a definitive no. So we need the yes or no. And when people are not giving definitive answers, then
No, but the difference is
this
there
means
are
that
laws.
we have cognitive dissonance kicking
There are
in,
no
right?
laws in place to define our relationship as opposed to those imposed on a president. So it's a false equivalency.
Sir, it
So
was a
don't do
yes.
that. Don't be
Sir, it was a
disingenuous.
yes or a no question. Come on now, come on. We're
Come
adults.
on.
We're adults, and let's not pretend like we don't know how life works. All right. So
Mhm.
obviously, it would be
No,
unacceptable for your
the
partner. I'm
election
going to
wasn't
answer it. I'm
stolen.
going to answer it for
No,
you. It
it
would be
wasn't stolen.
unacceptable for your partner to give you such an answer because I don't think you
Yeah.
would just walk away and say, "All right,
Let's.
babe, I
I
believe
would
you."
like to move forward. Let's say
Okay,
it's not stolen.
so it was not stolen. So the point I was trying to make is there is no reason Joe Biden and Kamala Harris would have never ever became president and vice president if Donald Trump did a good job. He lost the reelection because he didn't do a good job. That's the only reason you have
This is.
President
I really
Biden.
don't
No,
want to have an
no,
emotional
no,
conversation. Can we get into the policies?
sir, I'm getting there. We're getting there. But see, your thing is you want to come up here with your propaganda from the Kremlin. So I'm trying to help you.
Man,
I'm trying to
oh,
help
the
you real
Kremlin is
quick.
crazy.
You don't even know it.
All right,
Do
we'll
you
see.
know it? So let's go further. So the way that I see this is Joe Biden ended up having to clean up Trump's mess with the pandemic. So it's really not fair for you to say all of the problems you're experiencing in the current Biden Harris administration as it relates to the economy are squarely on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's hands, right? That's not really an accurate way of describing things, especially when you know things that happen in terms of like inflation. That's a worldwide thing. And so my impression from you is you believe what Donald Trump and the Republican Party are about to do now is somehow going to provide you with relief
Yeah, I
financially,
do.
right?
Hmm.
And so, for instance, you make some money now. You think that either they're going to help you make more money at the Waffle House, or you think that they're going to lower the egg prices and the grocery prices. Correct?
He definitely said he's going to do that, and he doubled down on it.
Yeah. And so this is the part where the reality check has to kick in. Um,
Okay, and you're going to give me the reality check, I guess, right?
well, how do you explain how tariffs work?
All right, there are tax on international goods and services that get charged on the importer, and the customs border patrol oversees this.
Really?
Yes.
So the cost of going up, the cost of these products eventually, you're saying, is going to go up
Hmm.
because that
Yeah.
tax you just brought up.
Well,
Did you just say that word tax?
yes.
Okay, so there's going to be an additional tax on these products that are being brought in.
Okay. All right. So
And who's going to pay that?
if you are you asking leading questions, or are you going to let me explain?
Go for
I'm
it.
trying to respect your platform.
You're doing an excellent job. Thank you. But
All right.
I just, whenever you say things, right?
You
If
pronounce my name right. I appreciate that, like off the rip. Like I know you're a smart person because you pronounce my name correctly.
How did I pronounce it? I didn't say your name, did I?
Yeah, brother.
Brother. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I did. I guess I must be really advanced in terms. So if you believe I'm a smart guy, then you know I have no reason to lie to you, right? Let's go.
I didn't say that you were lying. I'm just
So,
saying why are
so
you
how do the
asking leading
tariffs
questions
work?
without letting me. Okay, so just because there's a blanket tariff on the nation doesn't mean that the nation is going to that every manufacturer in the nation is going to get tariffed equally. Meaning the cap is 60%, but we have to account for the value of the product being shipped in. You understand? So far, I don't want to monologue.
No.
So,
So give
so
me a
let's,
real life example if you don't mind. After you explain
yeah,
what you're saying, then I want you to say, like, say we have this toy that
sure.
currently costs $45. Tell me what that toy is going to cost. Now do your explanation, but then after explain how much the toy will cost.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, I'll highlight the distinction between an ad valorem tariff and a direct tariff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ad valorem tariff is depending on the value of the commodity being imported. Hypothetically speaking, we remember the Stanley Cup craze
Mm-hmm.
last year.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm not saying we're getting it from Chinese. It's just a hypothetical situation. We get a
Mm-hmm.
Stanley Cup, a Stanley branded cup, and then we get a non-brand standard Brandley cup imported. They're both made of the same material, same color, same thing, except that one is branded as such. It has
Mm-hmm.
more market value. So it's going to get tariff different. The way that the customs border enforce this, they go to something, and let me know if you have ever heard of the harmonized tariff schedule. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
All right. The harmonized tariff schedule is the scale by which Customs Border and Patrol define the commodity, the value of the commodity being imported. Right. It's an 8-digit code, meaning zero.
But
Yeah.
okay,
Go ahead.
Bretta. I was just asking how much is the toy gonna cost?
Yeah, I have to go through this step so you understand each aspect of the process before it gets to the
Well, how
consumer.
long and many steps? How many? Just tell me how many steps there are.
Well, it's a lot of steps because this is
A
tariffs. It's not a
lot.
simple thing. Now I'm trying to condense this as best as possible and speak as fast, but it's still going to take time because it's not a simple subject. Ultimately, we are discussing economics.
Yeah.
All right.
And so I
Um.
just want to know how much this
So
toy is
now,
going to cost. It was
right.
$45 before the tariff.
Yeah, I know. You want to get to. I know what the
Well,
point you want to get
just get
to.
to it. Just get to it.
We have to define the harmonized tariff schedule because this is integral to the process of valuing the commodity being imported. Okay. So let's say shirts are being.
You know what?
So
I
hold on.
think you know the answer.
Yo, listen.
You're
No,
basically
no,
trying to
no.
justify why it's going to
I
cost
thought you were a
more.
respectful guy.
I'm
Let me.
very
If once I
respectful.
land my plane,
Well, how
once I
long?
land my plane, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I understand why you were
Okay.
going into the dialogue."
Well, how long is it going to take to land this?
Two,
What is
two,
this?
three more sentences.
Nothing but a
Three more
Cessna. It's
sentences.
not. You're trying to land a Cessna like it's a 787 or something.
My bad. Okay. Let me get these two sentences off, right? The let's say there's a shirt coming in and the tariff code is 10122113.
Say it
This is an
again.
actual example.
What's the code
No,
again?
this is a fake code that I'm giving you
Oh,
as an
but
example
can you
for
repeat that
what
code
codes are.
again?
All right, zero one
That's the
point
wrong.
zero
No, it
two.
started with a one last time.
No, because it's a made up code as an
Yeah, but you
example of
made
how
it
the
up with a
codes look.
one to begin with. So I just wanted to
Yeah.
see if you were consistently saying what you know. But all right.
Right. No, I'm not specifying a specific commodity. I'm just giving you an example of how what these codes look like and how they're implemented. Don't troll me, Zeus. You get what I mean? So 01, 02, 03, 04. Each two digits quantify the commodity, meaning if it's a wool shirt, it'll be 0102, but if it's a linen shirt, it'll be 0184. And then that means that they won't get tariffed
Sir,
the
that's
full
more than two
60%.
sentences, and I thought
Yeah,
you
my
were
bad.
respectful. I thought you were being respectful when you said two sentences. Don't get up. You shouldn't get up here and just start lying. I need two sentences, but then turn around and I need
Yeah.
2 pages.
Wow. Yeah. Let me finish.
No, I
Let me.
think, but sir, let's just cut
Are
to
you
the chase.
understanding? Are you understanding me so far?
If
What
you
I'm
could, because
saying
this
is
show,
that some.
listen,
All right.
this show
One more
must go
sentence.
on. This show
All right. One
must
more
go on.
sentence. One more sentence. One more sentence.
How much is the $45 toy after tariffs, bro?
What I'm saying is that some
He can't give
toys
me an
won't be
answer.
valued at the full 60%. They may be tariffed at 3-4%, right? Because it might not be as valuable in the
So you don't
market.
have an
So
answer.
no, it's what I'm saying is that not everything will be tariffed at a point where it will need to be passed to the consumer. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that,
First
but
of
how much is this toy after the tariffs? And you can't give me
That's
an
what I'm
answer,
saying.
bro. So
It
here's the
won't be
deal.
tariffed to the
I
point where
see
the
people. I
consumer
see
will feel
people
it.
in the chat putting
Oh,
65.
dude,
I see
you're
people in the
crashing.
chat. I see people in the chat putting $65, and that's the part I wanted to get to. So the toy's going to end up costing
So
more.
I'm telling you, the tariff won't be high enough to need to pass it to the consumer in most cases because most commodity won't be valued at the full
Okay,
60%
so
tariff.
here's the thing. Then the tax that you said that is going to be implemented. If there's no net effect, then why do it? Why do tariffs to begin with? If what you're
Because the
saying is what
purpose,
you no,
yes, I
listen,
got you.
I'm hearing what you're saying. If there's no impact, then this whole thing is just a waste of everybody's time. And no one would even be worried about it if what you were suggesting would actually be the result. No one would care because they'd say nothing's going to happen.
Right.
So the either
You asked me a question and I
the
remember the
tax,
question. Go ahead.
the tax, right? There's two ways
You
this
said,
tax
what's
is
the
going to.
purpose?
Me, listen,
That's the
listen to
question.
me,
What is the
sir,
purpose of the
sir,
tariffs if there's nothing going to be to impose? Go ahead.
sir.
Just
So
making
there's
sure
two
you know
ways
what
this
that means.
tax gets addressed, right? Either the business absorbs it or they pass it on to the consumer. So
Feeding.
you had a business, correct? You
Yep.
had a business, and let's just say a new tax hit your business. Would you absorb the tax, or oh, welcome, oh, you turned the camera on, thank you. Would you absorb the tax, or would you pass the tax on to your customer?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Did you hear what I said about the harmonized tariff schedule? All right. And first of all, let me answer your question because you
You didn't
asked me
answer
one
mine.
question up there. You just asked two questions. I wanna answer your first question that I highlighted because I knew you were gonna try to ask the second question to pretend like the first one didn't exist. So
Man,
what I'm telling you, the purpose of the tariff is to stop the dumping from China and the countries that are copying this practice. What is dumping, host?
you tell
What
me.
is what is the practice of dumping? No, 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 no. What is the practice of dumping?
You tell me.
No, I'm not going to tell you. This is a very basic to
Well,
tariffs and economics.
okay.
You know what you keep. You got 1. I don't know if this is your usual number that you got viewers, but you got 1.7. You better be teaching. And if you don't know the basics, then you shouldn't be talking about tariffs. What is dumping?
Yeah, I'm asking you to go ahead and educate us. So you
No.
don't
Do you know
know.
what dumping
That's what I
is?
thought. That's what I
I know
thought.
what dumping is. I go from live to live doing this. Do you know what dumping is?
I'm asking you to explain what it is because I'm gonna be honest with you, champ.
No, no, I want
Listen,
you to
listen,
say, I
listen,
don't know
listen.
what dumping is, Bretta. Go ahead and explain
I don't know
before I
when you.
explain it, and then you be
Okay, okay,
like,
I got you. I got you. I got you. When you speak, I honestly have no clue what the heck you're talking about because here it is. I've asked you simple
I
questions.
can't simplify it further than I
I
did.
said, "How much is it going to cost?" And
Can't, but
you're trying to give us an econ course. So then my next question is, what school
I
or
went through
college?
the basics.
Wait, sir. What school or college did you graduate from that
I
gives
didn't
you
make it past middle school.
case closed?
Does that devalue
Yeah.
my opinion? As does that make me less of an American?
No, I
Does
didn't
that
say
does that
that part. I just said it
Okay, so then
devalues your. I'm not
why
going to
does
go
it
to a
devalue
person
my
that's not an
opinion if I
expert.
still just as hold on, if why is my
That makes it
value, my opinion not as valued if
okay
I'm just as important as an American?
because you can't use your status, your
I
immigration
never did.
status.
You
You
keep
said you're an
asking me about my
American.
status.
You said you're an American. I didn't bring that into this
My
conversation. You
passport
did.
says I'm an American.
Okay. So what does that got to do with your knowledge
I
about
don't know.
the economy?
You went to the appeal to authority and tried to reduce me to my title. I'm talking about the harmonized tariff schedule, and you're pivoting. I'm asking you. I haven't even gotten to international commercial terms.
But do you understand
We didn't
the
even get
way?
there.
Listen, do you really understand how you look and sound to a lot of us out here? Do you not see that? You can put whatever you want on your background, but once we start really having to drill into these questions, and I say, well, where did you get your degree from and your training from? And you said I barely graduated middle school. All bets are off. You have zero credibility. It
Wow.
doesn't mean you're not an American, but in terms of being able to actually speak on this industry, this field, what are we? You work at the Waffle House. Let's stop, bro. Let's just stop the games and understand that
Mhm.
you might not have all the information. And there's
What
nothing
is
wrong
dumping?
being
Your
humble.
audience is asking what is dumping. They want the subject. They don't want you insulting me.
And
They
I've
want to
said,
learn.
okay, and I've asked you, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Could you tell
Okay.
us?
All right.
Now,
Dumping
why are
is the
you having
practice
such a hard time to just explain what information you got? But I'm also
because
going
I've
to
been on
prep it.
panels that pretend to know what I was talking about after I said it, and that shit is annoying. And that
Well,
stuff is annoying. Pardon my
okay.
language.
Okay, so let's get into dumping because all I was asking you, honestly, sir, was how much was the toy going to cost after the tariffs?
That's
And
a
you wanna turn around and
that's a
display how much
that
you've read on
question
the internet, what
minimizes the
book,
process
huh?
of import.
See, you
That
don't want to
question
answer the
minimizes
question.
that question minimizes the process of importing and exporting and its nuances. It's a low IQ question, bro, and we
Well,
need to
let it
move
be a
past
low
it.
IQ question, bro. Let me do what I do. You do what you do. You stick to doing the Waffle House routine. All right?
The flipping eggs. Hey, don't shame us Waffle House employees, okay?
But you got to act your
We
wage.
love America
Listen,
too.
you
We
got
love
to
America
listen,
too. We got a
listen,
brain too,
listen,
okay?
listen. You got
We
to
want
act
the
your
safety of
wage,
our country too,
sir,
all right?
sir.
You
Honestly,
don't have
you
to
got,
shame me because you make
sir,
more money, bro. I
sir,
love my country just as much, even though you make more money, bro.
sir,
And that's
sir,
who I represent, the
sir.
people.
You don't need to get triggered this morning. But
Yeah,
honestly,
because you're
no, no,
shaming me
no,
and insulting me instead of
no,
addressing dumping.
no. What I'm doing is I'm putting
You
you in
ain't
your
cooked. You
place.
getting dog walked on your
No, I'm
panel in
putting
front of 2,000 people.
no, I'm putting you in your place. You work at the Waffle House.
I
Relax.
know. So is that
You
beneath
don't
you?
know much. You don't
Is
know
that beneath
much.
you? So that's beneath you?
You know, I'm saying act like you
Look
don't
at that, guys.
act like
Look
you've
at
been
that,
here
guys.
before if you really know what you're
He's a
talking about.
better
You don't
human
know
than
what you're
me
talking
because he
about.
makes more money than me. But he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
I
But
haven't even said what
practically,
I
because
make.
I
I
didn't even,
haven't said what I make.
I
I'm
didn't
just
even
listening to
use
you and I said you don't have you don't
grandiloquent
have
English. I didn't use grandiloquent English. I used the most basic technical terms of tariffs, and he's still talking about it's a foreign language to him. Define dumping. They want to know.
yeah. Give us the answer. Genius.
The practice of dumping is the dumping of low quality merchandise, right, and sell it under fair market value into American imports, right? That's the purpose of the tariff, to stop the dumping, because now other countries are bringing up this practice and they're using their power to subvert our allyship and weaken our power across the world, i.e., BRICS. You see China forming BRICS to destabilize the petrodollar. Do you know what would happen if we lose the petrodollar, bro? That's
What?
our value.
Yeah.
Milk would be $85. It would be valueless. There would be more money
This
chasing
guy.
commodity.
All right. Now can we get back to some regular
Do you
discussion?
understand what I just? This guy is
No.
a deflected. Us,
No,
you dismiss me with.
you know why I don't? You know why I don't? Because if you were that intelligent, then you would have to explain to Zeus why aren't you working in some sort of government capacity with your knowledge
I
and
made
doing things to
mistakes in my
actually
life,
hold on,
and I
hold
shouldn't be
on.
judged by my past. I made some mistakes in my life that I shouldn't be judged by. I'm still
That
trying to
sounds
make
like an
myself a better
excuse.
person.
That sounds
Hey,
like a
you know
cop
what? I'm
out.
human, bro. It
Okay.
sounds like you're trying to attack me instead of address
Yeah,
me and
no, I'm
engage in my
attacking
talking
your
points.
ideas. I'm attacking your ideas and I'm helping you to understand a lot
Dog,
of
you're getting
people.
dog walked on your panel. This
Yeah.
is home court for you.
Yeah. I haven't
This
even
is your home
I'm
court.
I'm literally enjoying you advocate for your own demise.
Woo,
And
how is
it's
it my own
so
demise?
yeah.
Are you trying to say I'm not
I've already
American?
huh?
What are you saying? My own demise
So
how?
so I'm glad that you asked. All right. So here's the thing.
Cooked
You
on
think
tariffs.
Donald
We're gonna move past without him
no,
conceding, but I'll
no.
let him live because this is live.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And that's mighty respectful of you. Here's the thing. A lot of the things that you were discussing don't necessarily align with experts at, things like the Brookings Institutes, right? They say a lot of
The
Donald
appeal
Trump's
to authority.
listen. They say a lot of Donald Trump's policies are actually inflationary,
Ration.
right? So I got a gentleman that works at the Waffle House trying to explain economics to me, and I asked him, "Well, how much does this toy going to cost after tariffs?" And he's giving me this long roundabout answer. Basically, that boils down to absolutely nothing. So what this tells me,
Bro.
sir, could you at least act like you know how to sit down and
I
listen?
just told you what the harmonized tariff schedule is. I just told
I
you.
got that. I got that. I
Okay.
got
No,
that.
you
But you
don't
see,
got that. Can I go in? 'Cause I just told you
no,
what
no, no,
dumping
no.
is.
I
Can I go
wasn't
into
done doing what I
Incoterms?
need to do. Let me
But you're
finish.
you're not engaging with any of my
Okay,
talking
great.
points. You're just trying to shame
Yeah.
yourself out of this bubble
Okay. So let
that
me
you
finish
got
that.
yourself into.
So if you have
Can I
nothing to
get some
worry
L's in the
about,
chat for him?
If you
If
have
anybody
nothing
on
to
my
worry
side-
about, listen. If you have nothing to worry about, honestly, what I'm saying doesn't bother you.
It
Right?
doesn't bother. I'm mocking.
Okay,
you.
so then let me finish saying what I'm saying because I don't want to have to start, regulating that mic. So here's how it is. His policies, they're inflationary, which means the cost of whatever it is that you've been used to, most likely the things that you are paying for are going to go up. Right? So I'm listening to you and I'm going, so how's this guy who works pretty much on a limited
Circular
income?
conversation.
Hold on. How does he work on a limited income? Right? How's he going to pay for those eggs? How's he going to pay for those groceries when the cost of those things are going up? And you haven't been able to give me an answer. And the way you're describing these businesses absorbing the taxes and not passing it on to those customers, I'm going, well, obviously,
Did I
that's the
say
reason
that?
why. That's the
Did I
reason
say
why
that the
your
company's gonna
business went
absorb
out of
it?
business. Listen. That's the reason you went out of business because you don't have the mindset of a real
I
good
didn't go out
business
of
owner.
business. I pivoted.
Okay, whatever you want to call it, bro. But I'm looking at you and I'm going, you work for somebody else. In the discussion, you're not working for yourself. Relax. The next
Okay.
thing is you don't know anything about mass deportations and how that's going to impact your bottom line. All right. So I'm looking at you and I'm going, you can't really get in the box, honestly, and convince me with your lack of understanding and education that
My
you're an
lack of
expert on
understanding?
that you're an expert on anything.
You
And that's
couldn't
why I
define
said
any
that's
of
why
the
that's why
very
that's
basic
why I
terms for
said
tariffs.
that's why I said you need to act your wage. And it wasn't an insult. It was me helping you to understand.
Yeah, my
Just
feelings ain't
because.
hurt.
Okay then.
Can we
Okay
get into
then.
Incoterms, bro? I want to keep the
So
conversation before we
no,
move
no,
on
no,
to
no,
USC
no,
1158. bro.
no. I want to make sure you understand one thing before this conversation ends, champ.
Okay.
And that's this. You're
So
going to be
you're gonna end this
spending
dude, then
more.
I'm gonna run?
You're going, yeah. You're going to be spending a lot more money under Donald Trump's plans if he does implement them. And there's nothing you could say to me that's going to change my mind about it, unless
Can
you
we
could
get into
produce.
Incoterms before you drop me? Because I
I'm
actually
not.
want
You
to.
know
I
what? You
actually
know
have.
what? Hey,
I
hey,
actually
hey,
have something
hey,
to say
hey,
towards the topic.
hey.
I'm not insulting you. I didn't insult you one time.
I
Actually, I
haven't
was very
either.
complimentary. Yeah, you did. Yeah,
How?
you did.
How?
Yeah, you did.
What was insulting?
Yeah, you did.
What
You
did I
try to
say? That
reduce my opinion because I work at
give me
Waffle
an.
House.
That's you. That's a
Yeah.
bad job. If you work and you have a job, that's a good thing, correct?
All right, but you try to reduce my opinion and say that I can't speak on economics because I'm a Waffle House
No, no,
employee.
no,
That's
no, no, no,
disgusting.
no. So let me clarify that because maybe
Well, you
that went over
better.
your maybe it went over your
It
head.
ain't go over my. It didn't go over
In,
my head. It
in the
smacked a
real
bunch of people in the head in the comments too.
listen, and there you go again. I thought you were a better person.
No, I'm better than you.
Okay, then act like it.
I am.
You shouldn't be saying you're going to do anything to the people in the comment section. They have a right to have an opinion. They
No,
could agree with me.
You
They could agree
insulted
with
a
you.
bunch of people in the comments is what I'm saying.
Whatever. That's your opinion.
No, it's not my opinion. They
So
said,
so
oh, this
so
guy. They
so
spoke on you and what you said because
so
what you said was terrible, bro. We're all
whatever.
American. We can all do research
No,
and
no,
read
no,
up on our
no, no,
country.
no, no, no. And I will
Doesn't
not
matter
allow
what.
that to happen.
Wow.
I
Okay.
need you to understand something.
Can we get into
No.
Incoterms?
No. I really do need you to
You're
understand
getting
something.
walked, bro.
Yeah. And
You're
so
getting
so
walked.
keep doing the
I'm
walking.
looking.
So,
I'm
so
looking. I'm
listen.
looking for Dean and Parker and them. You're not on my level. They're
Right.
not on
So
my level either. Somebody tell him about Bretta. He's coming.
are you done gloating? Because
Yeah.
obviously, if it was just about me doing whatever I want, I would have muted you and dropped you.
This
So
orange hoodie is my
obviously,
brand, by the way, y'all. It's my
yeah.
brand.
Okay,
I
but
literally
listen.
put it on to go live, by
Okay,
the way.
great. But what I'm trying to
Dominique
get
Patron.
what I'm trying to get you to understand, young man, is this: when you do
I'm
not have
48.
young man,
How old are you?
way older than you,
You're younger than me, man. What year were you born?
this guy right here, this,
That's a young man. You don't know what you're talking about.
like I said,
Okay?
you want to sit up here and pretend like you are something.
You're in your 30s, man.
Okay, great.
You're a young man.
Okay, great. But you want to sit up here and pretend like people who live in the real world can't see you for what you are. And you're seriously misinformed. And I don't know how you got to this state where you actually started believing the stuff you are saying. But a lot of us
believing
listening to you, I'm saying to myself,
BTP.gov,
how about this? How about this?
believing
How about this?
government
How about we do it
websites,
like this? How about we do it like this?
even government sources? Is this what you're
Put a 1 in the chat. This is the easiest way to get my point across, and then I'll bring up somebody else. Put a 1 in the chat if you would hire Bretta to be a CEO of your business based on his knowledge and expertise.
Come on,
Put a
two
1
in
in
the
the
chat, y'all. Two in the chat, y'all.
put a 1
Two
in the chat if you believe this guy.
Two,
Put a
two,
1 in
two,
the
two,
chat.
two,
No.
two,
Look at
Damn, so many ones. 2, let's go. SC, yes, let's go. 2's in the chat. 0. Who said 0? Who said 8? 0, 0.
look at this. Look at
Okay,
this.
y'all
Look at this.
hurting my feelings. This
So
hurts.
so
2,
so
let's go.
so
Santana,
stop.
Xavier, let's
We
go.
have 2.4 thousand people in here, and you barely
That's
getting to
hurtful for the
100.
people that-
Now let's
Thank
go the
you.
other
I
way.
see a bunch of 2s. I see a bunch of 2s.
Now
by
let's
the
go
way. I
the
see a
other
bunch of
way.
zeros. I see a bunch of zeros. by the way.
Listen. Because listen,
2s.
this
I
is
see 2s. Bronx Bomber. I
listen.
see
This
you.
is
This
a
nigga so
democracy.
fast, I
This
can't
is
see, dog.
this is a democracy. Listen, he got up to about 150. This is
Carlos.
so let's go the other way. If you put a
This is his
2,
home court and he losing.
I'm gonna mute him for this. Put a 2 if you wouldn't hire him. All right, let's do it that way. Put a 2 if you wouldn't hire him. Let's go. So you got about a put a 2 if you wouldn't
Put a 1. Put a 1.
put a 2 if you wouldn't hire him. Look at this.
Ones. I see ones. Look.
Look at all these
Bring
2s.
back up.
Don't worry.
Look
The
at
2.
Look, 2.
Look at all these
One,
2s.
one,
Look at all these
Larry,
2s.
Larry.
Oh my God!
He had to switch it. y'all.
Look at
He had
this.
to
Look at all
switch
these
it 'cause I was
2s.
cooking.
Listen. Look at all these 2s.
Days. I see you, days. One. DJ, I see the one.
Almost. Well, listen. Look at this. We almost got over 1,000 people in here saying they don't trust you with the books, bro.
That's
You
hurtful,
go.
by the way.
Listen,
Y'all
bro.
didn't
You need to
hire
go.
me
Listen. No.
as a
Listen,
CEO.
bro.
I'm
Listen.
hurt.
Listen.
I'm hurt.
Listen.
I'm
So
hurt. And I'm
so
scarred from this live, Zeus. I'm scarred.
now that that's out of the way, I don't really need to say anything else. So what I'd like to do is
Oh, I can't get into Inco terms?
no, because we don't allow misinformation. Listen.
Walking you.
Okay. How about
you through Central Park?
Sir, I'm gonna put it to you like this. If you're not passing the class, right? Imagine this situation. You go to class, you got a professor in there, and then you got somebody sitting in the back barely passing.
Can you bring up a woman that I can sing to?
No. And you don't, and you have someone in the class that's barely passing. Do you let them
Let me
teach the
sing
rest
to
of the class?
Can I sing to the ladies in the
No,
chat?
you don't. No, you don't. No. See, he's getting. Don't do that. Now let me go ahead and we're gonna move on to the next
You
phase
got
of the show.
walked on
Listen,
your panel. Veli, I walked this guy on here, bro.
All right,
it
hold
was
on.
so crazy.
hold on.
It was
Hold on.
easy work too. I want you
on.
to see my face as I walk you.
Hold on. Okay, here we go. So now what we'll do is we'll bring up
Oh, he called backup, y'all.
good morning, Rig. How are you
see
doing,
this
Union
bug
Gang?
dancing, man?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
What's
Hey,
going on?
I
What's
tell
going
you,
on?
It's impossible to be pro-black and pro-Trump.
Uh-huh.
But listen, this guy is really like a low-level target, man. He's not even really worth all your time.
Yo, he not
you
worth
can't-
it.
and why is it like they never give their best? Well, what happened to the guys that
Guys,
did get a
insults
college
and
degree,
shaming, y'all.
that did
Wait,
go
wait.
out and
Insults
work,
and
that
shaming.
did make
Hold on.
6 figures a year? So you tell me that Trump is a billionaire, but the people who support him, can't even make 50 racks a year? 40, 30?
He thinks
So it's literally like the poor people for billionaires and oligarchs who never go care about them.
you hear
And
this?
Negroes for, Jim Crow. That's what they really are. Negroes for Jim Crow. Because it's impossible to be pro-black and pro-Trump.
Bingo.
Straight up.
Yeah. Now, what I'm doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is we're applying
He
pressure
called for
when needed.
backup, and backup didn't even help him.
No. Do us a huge favor, Bretta. Please, just continue to dance. All right, because this is part of the process. Good morning, Q Dog.
Take that. No Diddy.
Yeah. So we have this. We have this youngster in the box.
I'm older than you, bro. I am 48, bro. My birthday is March 12th, bro.
Please stop saying that because you're making yourself really embarrassed.
Thank you.
You guys didn't engage with any of my talking points. This guy's been insulting me the whole time.
Bro, you don't
We
want to
couldn't define basic tariff terms.
You're the one that said that.
Harmonized tariffs.
Sir,
Harmonized tariff schedule.
Sir, listen. They've heard us. Listen.
What was your
And I still want to define international
What's your
commercial terms.
education level? What's your
I
education?
told you I didn't make it past middle school.
We see
What does that matter? What does that matter? Why do you reduce my humanity?
Everything that
Can't
come out of
I
your
be an
mouth,
American?
see that. Everything that comes out of your mouth, we see that.
Remember, you're cooking, bro. Come on,
You like
you've
to
already
argue-
cooked.
you like to
Relax.
argue. You like to argue with the teachers.
All right, go
You
ahead and
said
insult me.
right. No, I'm not insulting you. You insulting yourself. You coming up on a platform with over 2,200 people talking crazy. I didn't graduate middle school, but I'm on a debate. You should have did all that in school. That's what you should have did.
Exactly.
All of that should have been done in school. You wait to come up on TikTok to try to prove a point, and you don't have a high school diploma. Where did you spend
Pitbull,
time?
thank you.
Where'd you do
I
time?
see the
Where
gifts,
did you do
man.
time?
Yeah, he's fellas
Said
for
you
the
were in,
fellas,
you got
no
in
doubt.
trouble. Where'd you do time?
I never said I made mistakes. I never said I
You
did
made
time.
mistakes. You never went to jail.
No.
You never went to jail. Okay, so what mistakes did you make?
I don't want to get into
why
my
did you not
personal
finish
life. I
high
want to
school?
get into international commercial
No,
terms,
we ain't
man.
talking about that. Why didn't you finish high school?
These guys don't want to engage with my talking
Sir.
points, man.
part.
Let me
That
explain
part.
something.
Sir.
You're talking to
That's
a
crazy.
college
You're
educated.
cooking us. Just
Right.
relax.
You're talking to a college educated black man from an HBC university, top tier of my class, 3.9 grade point average. Where did you go to school? Why didn't you complete school? You 40 some odd years old, up here acting like you Jack the Rapper.
Mm.
You
You
too
Jack
old.
the Ripper?
You too old for that.
No, he
If
said
you-
Jack
if
the
you-
Rapper.
if
I
you
like
in your
Jack
late
the Rapper.
40s, you should know where. If you in your
I think
late
he meant
40s,
Jack the
hold
Ripper,
on.
and he's
First
You
of
can't
all,
rip, man. So
First of all, if you 40 something years old, you should know that if you know who Big Meech is.
Oh my God.
You said you spent time in Atlanta. I'm hearing a lot
I never
of
spent
lies.
time in Atlanta.
You
No.
went from- you
I
went
said
from-
Snellville, Georgia. Atlanta,
Snellville is in Atlanta. Genius
No,
is on
it's-
the outskirts.
weird. Ooh, people would get mad at you saying that.
It's on the outskirts. It's not
Nah,
far from Atlanta.
they'll tell you it's not Atlanta. Decatur's not
Sir.
Atlanta. Atlanta, they'll tell you.
Sir.
You ain't been down
Sir.
You're
there.
from New York.
They'll
You ain't
tell
even
you.
from here. So what
They'll
difference
tell
does
you.
it make?
Stop it. See,
You
you
still
don't know
have
what you're
not
talking about,
told
bro.
me
Not
why
even
did
on
you
no
not
front do you
finish
know what you're
school?
talking about.
Sir.
You just told me that you didn't finish school. You still haven't answered why did you not finish school?
That's the part I want to get into.
That's what I want.
That's the part I want to
think
get
that's what
into.
everybody in
I
the
want to
chat-
get into that, buddy.
Everybody in the chat, put a
I
one.
want to talk about your personal life so I can insult
school.
you more since I can't engage with your talk.
I'm not insulting you. You
This is
insulting
the-
yourself.
This is the again. You came onto the show, and you and I have spoken. You and I, we don't agree on anything, honestly. But
I
I
cooked
want
you on everything, and you couldn't engage with my points.
and I explained to you, why would I have a serious conversation about things like the economy with someone that we know hasn't graduated high school? It makes
With a
no
fifth grade
sense.
education.
I didn't graduate middle school.
Middle school is for. Oh my god. Oh my god.
so
Y'all reducing my
Dust cap on.
opinion
Do me
because
a
of my
favor.
life.
Do me a-
Am I not
do me a
allowed
favor.
to change? Why are
Do me
you
a
judging
favor.
me from
No,
the past?
no.
Do me a favor.
Why you judging my past instead
trolling
of engaging?
Trump. Stop trolling Trump. And what I need you to do is I need you to get on your computer and start looking up classes. You need to get on online classes.
Yeah.
Because
What
you
they
sound
did, y'all.
ridiculous.
I'm sure everybody saw it.
you
They
can't
insulted me instead of talking about
You
tariffs.
can't lead anybody wearing a dunce cap. You have no credibility, bro. If you bombed out of every class, you could not make it past the bare minimum.
You know
could
his
slip
brother when he
through
got
high
the orange
school.
hoodie, by the way. You know his
So-
brother when he got
Why
the
would
orange
we
hoodie, by
That's
the
what I
way.
told you.
somebody who does not have an
Sir.
educational level like us? Help me understand that.
This is the. I mean, do you not get this, or are you just being ridiculous?
Hey, it's black
Understand if you're so
excellence
highly
versus
educated, why not
blocking.
engage with the conversation
Block,
instead
because
of
why would you waste time
insulting
talking
me?
to fools?
Exactly, deflection because you
So-
can't.
So I'm going to answer your question. What we're trying to help you understand, sir, is this is stuff way outside of your bandwidth, your league, and it's if you
So
feel
prove it by engaging with my talking points instead of insulting me.
That's
No.
like us having a conversation with a kindergartner.
Thank you. You're not.
You
This
can
is
easily shut a kindergartner down, then do it and engage with my
We
talking
just
points. Let's
did.
discuss international commercial terms.
Hello. we
Listen,
just
man, there's
did.
no sense of talking and wasting time, man, because you have nothing to bring to the conversation. It
But
only
they're
has
wasting time
listen.
insulting me.
A fool thinks he's wise. That's the problem, right?
That's the
Wise
issue
people
here.
know not to talk to fools because
Just
fools just go
prove
out
me
here
to be a
and
fool
spread
and
nonsense.
engage with what I'm saying
Nah.
instead of deflecting to who I am.
Sure.
No, what you need
More
to
help.
do-
What
you
we're
need
trying-
to- You need to
This
stop
guy called for
deflecting.
hella backup,
You need
bro.
to stop
This is
deflecting.
crazy.
You
One
decided,
before, and
you
I'm still
decided at a
cooking.
young age to end your education. That's what you decided. See, you're talking to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you got my brother Nutty up here. See, understand this. I'm an Omega. He's an Alpha. The beginning and the ending.
Oh, man,
You
the Most
understand
High
what I'm
God,
saying?
Jesus Christ, is the beginning and the
No.
ending. You watch your mouth.
Understand this.
Right.
You watch your mouth. If you knew anything about Omega Psi
Jesus
Phi, you
Christ
know,
is the beginning and the ending.
understand.
Yahweh
Is Trump
Shai
a Christian?
HaMashiach is the Most
Is-
High God.
is
is
Trump
the-
a Christian?
Understand
Is
this.
Trump a
If
Christian?
you knew the reason why we wore purple, you would understand that. But until you do, you graduate, you go to college, you get an education. If you want to pledge, then you understand
Jesus
why
Christ
we
chose
wear purple
Trump.
and gold. But until then, shut your mouth.
I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that. Hey,
Jesus
I wanna-
Christ chose Trump.
Boy,
you know what?
stop.
Hey, Zeus.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah.
I ran across a evangelist out here doing an interview with Jolly, and he actually drew parallels between the Antichrist and Trump, like I've never heard before. I
Wow.
mean, he straight. The video went viral. He basically walked down how Trump is the
The
Antichrist. man.
Antichrist will not
Yeah.
admit
I've
Jesus
never,
is Lord.
I've never. But
The
hey,
Antichrist will not.
I muted him,
Sure,
and then
sure.
hold on,
So-
Bretta. We'll get to you because again, you the one that you really need this. All right, go for it, Union Gang.
Hey, if you guys want to hear an excerpt, I can play it for you.
Go for it. Yeah.
All right, let me play it real quick.
Hey, while he's queuing that up, so Zeus, you asked the chat, would anyone hire him as a CEO? And I said no because he's good at cooking, so that means he would cook my books, and that means I would end up in the same place where Trump's CFO did.
Yeah.
So no, brother, I wouldn't hire you to cook my books. And so here's the thing.
I'm highly offended by that, and I'm hurt and I'm scarred by that.
I'm gonna let Union Gang play the clip, and then I got something to say to you. Go ahead, Union.
All right, we're gonna run it.
Stupid, nonsensical clip that has nothing to do with our.
Come on, bro.
Antichrist.
You're a preacher?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what do you preach?
I'm an evangelist, Pentecostal, preach the full gospel, preach the cross, preach the blood, tell everybody how much God loves them. And I preach some very controversial things. A lot of people don't like me.
What's controversial that you preach?
Trump is the Antichrist. That's
Okay.
my number one thing that I'm known for. Every other evangelical preacher has defended it, personal friends. But obviously, he's the only one who fulfills every biblical trait, characteristic, and qualification of Antichrist. Read the 7th, 8th, and 11th chapters of the prophet Daniel, who was a Jewish prophet, and he gives the biblical traits, characteristics, and qualifications. And Trump meets, and the church is in denial because he's won a lot of big things for the church, like Roe. We all cheer when he brought down Roe. But there's more abortions being performed now than there were before Roe was, but they make him a champion. But it's a deception. He's deceiving Christianity. It is a seduction of Christianity. The Bible says he will be, quote, a fierce man with a stout man with a fierce countenance. No, that's not Barack Obama. That's Donald Trump.
With his
and that's the only one who can fulfill it. But they're in denial of it.
What does the Antichrist do? I'm not familiar.
Christ will be the leader of the one world government in the end time, who will present himself not as against Jesus, but as another Jesus. I can save America. I'm going to make America great again. Not only Jesus Christ can do that. It's idolatry for a man to claim that. He will claim he
Pure
will say he's already
conjecture.
counterfeited
Pure
the death
conspiracy.
of Jesus and Butler.
Nothing
According to the gospel
proves
of
no-
Christ, a rich man cannot be saved. You have to divest. You have to give it all away and follow me. He said it 4 times. Trump doesn't believe that. But all these evangelical, rich televangelist prosperity preachers that have become his best friend, they have taught him and they've convinced the born-again Christians that he's saved. He's a man of God. He's Antichrist. Jesus said, many will come in my name, saying, I am Christ. It'll be an inside job. It'll be the hostile takeover of Christianity, making Christians hostile. In the Old Testament, God gives divine social justice through every prophet. And he says the widow, the orphan, the hungry should be put first. The philosophy of America first is sin. It's selfishness. It's pride. No, it should be Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus said, if you don't do it to the least of these, my brethren, you don't do it to me. We ought to be about the poor. So don't call me a liberal or a socialist or a Democrat. I don't get into politics. But what I do is I preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Jesus was a poor man who said, I became poor. And he lived a life of poverty. He had no place to lay his head. And now we got Kenneth Copeland with almost $1 billion saying, I'm a man of God. And he's one of Trump's biggest confidants. Jesus said neighbor first, God first. Put the other man first. That's what Jesus said. And so the whole America First, Save America philosophy is unchristian. But he presents himself as a savior. My evangelical audience sees him as a savior. They worship him as God. And the Antichrist, you asked earlier who he'll be, the world will worship him. He'll be so powerful. And now with Elon Musk, with all the money, with all the tech, every tech entrepreneur in the world is coming to Mar-a-Lago, where I just was last week preaching.
Let him cook.
This is the
13,
rhetoric of an
14 days, tells you who
anti-American,
he'll be.
Trump
Tells you the
deranged
image,
system.
the name,
No
the
heavy
message.
lifting. Just
So
listen.
then tell me this. Do you feel like with
Hold
Trump
on.
winning the election that we're now in the end times of America?
In times of the world.
There you go.
So my question for you,
There
Buck
you
Dancer,
go.
is what
There
are
you
what
go.
are what
You
are
act like
what
you
are
fucking
Trump's
took
Christ-like
TikTok
what
clip
are
of a
Trump's
random
Christ-like
preacher in the middle
attributes?
of nobody
I hear you.
cares. And
So I hear you, guy. I hear you. So what are Trump's
we-
Christ-like attributes?
There you go. Now answer. Because you know you're a
I'm
MAGA
not
demon.
engaging- I'm
You
I'm
know
not
you're possessed
engaging
with the
this.
MAGA.
I
You
wanna
know you're
talk-
possessed with the MAGA demon,
wanna
What
and we
are
see it.
Trump's
with-
Christ-like attributes?
Now you're pivoting. Look at this guy. They want to make it an
Okay,
emotional
so you can't handle the
conversation
truth.
instead of
So I
making
tell you, they can't handle the truth.
politic conversation. This is
Okay,
so
okay,
funny.
okay. So
Can
here
we
we
talk about
go.
immigration? Can we talk about immigration since y'all can't handle
No,
tariffs?
let me ask you a question.
No,
Let me ask you
no.
a question on the comment that you made.
Can we talk about immigration
Let-
since y'all
let-
can't
hold
handle
on,
tariffs?
hold on.
Y'all not up here with me.
Hey,
Hold on.
Y'all
One
not
at
in
a
my
time.
league.
hey, Zeus, can I indulge him just for a moment? May
All
I
right,
indulge?
indulge
yeah, we
him.
got to do one at a
So-
time though, because it
so,
gets
sir,
hard to hear.
sir, I
Pause.
do want to tell you that you were only partially correct in your definition of dumping. You were absolutely wrong in the assessment of dumping. So could you repeat in what your opinion is on, since you wanted to talk about dumping, let's
Yeah.
talk about dumping. Give me
Okay.
your definition of dumping, sir.
Okay, dumping is the practice of taking low quality merchandise and selling it under fair market value into another country, meaning they sell it for less than it's worth in their country into our markets.
Absolutely wrong.
Ooh, absolutely
So what
wrong.
dumping is
Where's
when a
Val?
company sells its product in a foreign market at a price lower than its domestic market price. Has nothing to do with the quality of the said merchandise, sir. Has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that it's an unfair practice that they're selling it for a higher price in a foreign market than they're selling it for in a domestic market.
Where'd you get your
I'm not
definition?
even in economics, sir. I teach.
I literally
constitutional
just
law.
said that.
No, you talked about the quality. You talked about the
because
quality. of it,
China,
sir.
because these tariffs are specific. The 10 to 30, the steel and the China ones are to stop the low quality merchandise from being dumped into America.
How does it
You got to
affect you
understand that
directly?
there's intention behind these
How
tariffs.
does it affect
all right?
you
And then-
directly?
excuse
How
me,
does it
again,
affect-
let me
Mr.
engage with
Walking Man,
Antifa
how
again
does
with
it
the
affect you
deflection.
directly?
Once they start getting smacked, look, he quiet now.
How
No,
does
no,
it
no, no.
affect
I'm
you
actually
now.
no,
Hold
no,
on.
no, no, no. I'm not.
Hold on.
quiet.
He's actually
I'm
listening
letting-
to dog.
I'm
Let me
letting-
finish.
I'm
Hold on.
letting you dig your own grave.
Hold on. I need.
All right, so
we
let me
need.
let me
Wait.
keep shoveling.
I can't have the show going off the rails. We have to do this in decency and in order. As difficult as this exercise is, I can't hear what you're saying if you're over talking each other. So,
My bad, sir.
all right. So let's get this out here. What is dumping?
Dumping is the practice of taking low quality merchandise and bringing it into another country, i.e., our country, and selling it at lower than fair market value from their domestic market. Clearly,
Why
they
the-
May
come
I
in.
respond to that, Zeus?
Excuse
Okay.
me. What China does.
Okay,
no,
we-
no, hold on, brother. You said your piece. Now be quiet.
I
Let
just
me
want.
finish.
I'm trying to learn. All right. You brought
I
this.
know you're
concept.
trying to learn. I've
Okay.
been teaching you this whole time.
Fair enough. All right. So you brought this concept of dumping in.
I didn't bring this concept. This is a pertinent issue. Biden actually raised Trump's tariffs in response to China's
Why-
continued practices of dumping.
Why are you getting so worked up?
Because
I'm-
y'all not letting me
because-
talk, and then Antifa's gonna say I'm wrong and
Hold-
then
hold-
reword what
hold-
I said. That's so
Yeah,
disingenuous.
No.
So
Listen,
disingenuous.
when
Can't
I
have a
started-
conversation
Hey,
for
sir,
nothing.
when
I
started
thought you
came
were
on camera
older.
to show you.
Brother,
I came
can
on
you be
camera to show you
quiet?
that I'm not reading.
Can you be quiet so I can answer your question? The
Yeah.
reason when I first got on board here, I said
Rick.
I said you were partially right. You were so
No, you
busy
didn't.
you were flapping your gums. You did not hear me say you were.
I heard you
partially
say
right.
that. I
Did
heard
y'all-
him say
y'all
you were
hear me say
partially
that?
right.
I heard
Yes.
it too.
I said you were partially right. But the fact that I disagree with you is when you added your own language in there and said it was low market items. when you
Okay.
said it's junk.
Do you read?
That's
All right.
where
We're old
that
enough.
is not the
Okay.
definition of dumping, sir.
Co-
It
co- co-
purely no.
Listen.
I'm speaking purely in
Go
the bottom line. Dumping is when you access products at a low price to gain market dominance. That's it in a
Right.
nutshell.
To gain market
That's it.
dominance.
It has
To
nothing to
gain
do
market
with the
dominance.
quality. Has nothing to do with the quality of the
No.
merchandise.
The
fact that you're
definition of
talking about
dumping.
China, you
No, no,
want
no.
to make
Wait a
China
second,
seem
sir,
like,
sir.
All right.
Come
Can
on
I
now,
respond to him?
sir.
Because you're
Nah,
you're
bro,
coming in the middle
ain't
of a
on my level
conversation
to
of me.
respond to me.
Sir,
Now he's not letting me respond because I'm not on his level, bro. Stop with the shaming tactic.
It's not shaming. So here's the deal. I teach constitutional
Stop with the
law.
insults, bro.
What would I be like? What would I be like sitting in this box trying to tell people, all 2,000 people, how a woman's hysterectomy or how a woman's body work when I'm not a doctor? Do you see how that makes no sense? I want
So
you
how
all
do you
to
know
listen to
about
me.
tariffs as
I
a
want
constitutional?
you all to listen to me because I'm an expert. I'm
Now-
an expert in the medical field.
They always
and I have
appeal to
taken a
authority.
day of
They always appeal to
biology in my
authority.
life.
You can never engage in the
I
conversation.
never took a day in biology in my life. How does that make any sense, my guy?
This guy's a crash out. He
So,
don't know
no, it's not
nothing. It's a
crash
shaming
out. You're
tactic.
just
You
not listening. So
hold
I have
on.
to raise my voice so you can hear me.
And I'll be honest, just an observation, Bretta. I understand a little more why you might have not completed your schooling because when people are trying to talk to you, you do this defensive thing. You think you know everything. You don't gotta. You don't gotta. You don't
I just
gotta
know more than y'all. I don't know everything. I just know more than the four of you and the majority of y'all.
I've exposed
How
this
you
guy.
acting now?
But
That's
you
how
don't.
you acted in school.
But-
and the teacher
but like I
trying to
said-
teach you something, you want to combat everything the teacher says. You want to throw your eyes up in there. Oh, you wrong. You don't know Jack.
And this is the
Sit back and
issue.
listen.
This is the issue, bro. A lot of people are probably saying, Zeus, why are you even wasting your time with him? And I'm trying to demonstrate to you that I have the ability, honestly, to hear people out. But you don't.
My people are recording this, by the way. This is going to go on YouTube. So more people are going to be the judge of this conversation
Doesn't
outside
matter.
of the 2000.
Your whole
Just so you
4
know.
followers, congratulations. Your
And
followers
you
on
tell
YouTube.
me-
I'm sure they're
No,
gonna
I
be
got
doing it.
people. I got people
I'm
with
sure.
more followers watching this.
Sure,
You're
you do.
embarrassing
Sure you
yourselves,
do, man.
insulting
Sure.
me instead of engaging
So,
in my talking point.
The issue
He
is,
don't
man,
get
but listen, but you're insulting yourself. 80%
Well, he
of
got
black men
400
sit on business. Thank God 80% of black men don't represent you. Notice how Trump,
I'm not black. I'm Dominican. I'm
unqualified.
not black.
He's a
I'm
felon.
Dominican.
Jesus.
right? Yeah, sure. So another lost guy who don't even know what he is. He don't even know what he is. Another lost soul out here. And this is why I tell you it's impossible to be pro-black and pro-Trump. You have to be everything that's the antithesis of being a black man to be Trump. Right? This guy comes up here. Trump makes ignorance a virtue. This is why fools get up here and they humiliate themselves and they buck dance for things that obviously is going to hurt them. Right? Listen, who you think that if he starts taking away SNAP and other low things that people need, that's going to hurt you, nigga.
Show me
before
in
it hurt
Agenda
us.
47 where he's
We're
gonna
in higher
defund
up.
social
We're higher
programs.
up. We're
Show
higher
me
up
in Agenda
on this.
47 where he ran on
Man, please.
Hey.
So listen,
defunding
man.
social programs.
So Project 2025 talks about all of that. We're not going to pivot.
Okay,
We're not going to pivot like
show
a
me
So,
woman.
sir,
Project
sir,
2025
so
where
once
giving-
again,
we're
so-
allowing H-1B visa holders to come into the nation. Show me where in Project 2025
Sure.
there is.
Sure,
Or
man.
did he already
So, sir, look at the time. Look at the time.
stupid?
I got one quick
Yeah.
question.
Stupid low
Yeah,
IQ.
he's crashing out.
I got one quick question.
Yeah. Listen,
You made
the
a
guy
com- you
with
made
the
a
dunce
comment
cap is
earlier.
calling somebody stupid.
I'm
The guy who
crashing
couldn't
out
get
is
past middle
crazy.
school
Let me ask
is
you.
Crashing out
calling
is
somebody
crazy.
stupid.
Hold on.
Junior gang, let me ask you this.
Stupid.
You
It's
you
Don't
made
say.
a comment-
Do not say that. Do not say
you
that.
made
on
a
TikTok.
comment earlier that Jesus is king. Jesus is
Jesus
above
is
all,
Lord.
right? Okay,
The Most
so
High
help
God,
me,
yes.
help me understand why you putting this white T man / orange man above Jesus, because
I didn't put him there. Jesus put him there.
No.
I didn't put him there. Jesus put him there.
Jesus put Trump there?
Jesus.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
Oh, how I love your name, Jesus.
You understand? You playing with God right about now. And the sad part about
Sir,
it,
told
sir,
you
I'm
these
gonna have
guys
to
are
do this.
clowns.
the
Sir,
sad part about it is you're dressed as like Trayvon Martin right about now, sir.
oh God.
And we want to go back to
This is
what
strong
you
Like a
demonic
fire.
work.
about Trayvon
This is
Martin.
demonic work. This is wicked work.
You understand what I'm saying? When you go out in the world dressed like that, I suggest you listen seriously.
Mm-hmm. We know what we gotta
You
do.
go out in the world dressed like that with that hoodie on, it ain't. And you talk about Trump. The only thing
I've been fine
them
for
white
50 years,
supremacists
close
and
to
white
50
people
years. I've been
are
fine.
going to look at is a Negro with a hoodie on.
Fair enough.
We
Wow.
don't care that
Fair
you're
enough.
a
Racist people.
Republic.
And we're the racist.
Hold on. Now listen.
No. You're
Hold
not
on.
listening.
Once you're done, Q-Dog, I got to move it on. But we're going to move it on, all right? Go ahead and finish up, please. Because this
I want
is...
to say I never got into Incoterms whatsoever.
No.
By the way,
But and with all due...
you were easy work. All four of you were easy work.
No,
Okay.
no, Zeus. This is where I'm.
You
stop
called
you on
for
your
backup.
own.
Hey, stay in
This is where I'ma
school,
stop you on
guys.
your own. So
Stay
all
in
my
school.
Children.
Hold
It's
on,
not with
hold
all-
on,
it's not-
hold on, Bretta.
My son.
Hold on, Bretta.
Zeus, it's
My
not
son.
with all due respect. It's all
Yeah.
due with disrespect.
You're
Yeah.
You're
my-
not going to get up here and try
You're
to
my
fool
son.
educated folks and tell us you didn't make it past middle school. That's what you're not going to do, my guy. What I want you to do is I want you to go learn how to crack an egg without putting the shell in the skillet. That's what I'm going to need you to go do because that's what you're good at. You're good at cracking eggs, cooking people's food, and staying in trouble. That's what you're good at. When you decide you want to do better for yourself, you will pick up a book, you will go get some education, and you will matriculate from an institution of higher learning.
That's
But
all we're
first, you got to
saying.
get your GED.
You're all
and
my
then,
kid.
And
I didn't
then
crack-
Do
we will
not
listen to
burn.
Crashing
Don't burn
out.
my hash browns, bro.
Don't
Don't burn
Then
my
we
hash
will
browns
listen to
this
you.
time. All right, we got to keep it simple. Listen, you try to overreach, Negro.
Crash.
You supposed to be back there frying up some. You supposed to be frying some dang. You got to understand your place, man.
Yeah.
Since you didn't make it past middle
Y'all
school,
got cooked by
you
a
got to
Waffle
get on
House.
that grill.
Okay.
You got,
Y'all
you
got
got to
cooked.
get on that grill and make sure my stuff
Talk
don't
to
burn.
me.
All right.
Don't
all
try
right.
to come explain no
Property
economic
net.
policies.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
still trying to figure
Make a
out how
fire,
he
baby.
got the job at Waffle House without a high school diploma. That's what I'm trying to figure out because they do
With myself?
say if you finish school and what school
Yeah,
you get on every application.
are you really are you done doing this immature act, sir? And are you really seriously trying to have an honest conversation? Because honestly,
Yeah, okay, let's have
honestly,
an
the
honest
show-
conversation. You guys
No, no,
started
no,
the
no,
immature stuff.
no.
You guys started insulting me.
No,
I
no.
want to talk about Incoterms for the past 30 minutes.
Okay,
Mental illness is
okay.
real.
Listen to what I'm saying, and I'm gonna be as because I got to move on. I'm the
You
type
keep
of
saying
listen,
that.
listen. I'm the type of person, and they can speak for themselves. Once I understand that you're really not qualified to have this conversation, we really don't have much else to talk about
Why,
because
what
I need to.
disqualified me other than the insults, the stuff you levied at
Let
me?
let me explain it to you. If you don't have any proof of concept to show that
You're my
what you're
son, by the way, permanently, Suze. You are my son. All of y'all are my kids. I will give you quarters for the
Listen
store.
here.
Let me go
Listen,
ahead.
We're not insulting you. We're trying to
With the-
educate you,
with the
get you to
dunce cap.
understand, to go back and get schooling.
You asked me to
You're
not
wearing
do
the
that.
dunce cap.
Right, Q-Dog. You're saying you do not want this to be a conversation about insults. But I believe you're now aware that you're doing a lot of that.
Once I declare you my children, I know that you're not on my level. There's no point of engaging.
You
You're
can't
declaring
even
my
support
children. You
your own
lost.
children.
Jesus
Negro,
Christ.
you can't support your own children.
I don't
Are
have
you serious
children.
coming
I
here?
was
You a deadbeat
responsible with.
dad.
I was no.
You a
I don't
deadbeat
have any
dad,
children.
man.
Unfortunately.
At
I love
Waffle
my
House, you
nephews.
can't support no children.
Okay,
don't
here
have
we go.
children.
Please, Negro.
Here
You
we
don't
go.
know
Here we
anything
go.
about me.
Unfortunately,
So,
reaching
so you an incel.
what
So-
we'll do is this.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that MAGA demon has
We don't need that to reproduce.
as unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, with his 400 or so followers, he's going to take that content and go to town with it. What I don't do is take people who haven't graduated high school. Oh, well, Zeus, it's middle school. Okay, fine. I don't take you serious because there's no proof of concept, and it's just a bunch of words. You sit on TikTok, and someone must have told you you're God's gift to the world because of your intelligence. But then at the same time, you got to clock in at the Waffle House and make it on an hourly wage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do with that brother who's possessed with the MAGA demon. Unfortunately, sir, you are a prime candidate for hell, and to hell you go.
Silence!
And I'll say this to whoever is in a relationship with someone like that: run for the hills, because this is a person that on paper knows absolutely nothing, but is living in a world of delusion that thinks that they can actually go into any boardroom. We're talking about Fortune 100, Fortune 50 companies. This guy really does. He thinks he could go in there and sit down and have a meeting with these people and really move the needle in these companies. Delusional. He is so intelligent. When he went to Waffle House, and again, he thinks I'm insulting him, but I'm not. I'm being descriptive. He goes to Waffle House, lists all his qualifications, and what did they give him? What position? A cook? Come on, man, relax.
Hey, like
Stop
SpongeBob,
it.
a fry cook.
This is an embarrassment. This is embarrassing, bro. And I was really trying to hopefully get to a place with you where you would at least acknowledge, like, yeah, whether it's Q Dog, Union Gang, Zeus, Antifa, that education-wise, you were in over your head.
Hey Zeus, can I make a closing statement before I get out of here?
Jesus Christ.
I do want to say this for the people in the comments that I was reading in the comments. No one is insulting him. However, this was a family meeting, and for the very people that was talking about we're insulting him, I'm gonna need y'all to stay in y'all place because you all were not invited to the family meeting. It just was unfortunate that the family meeting had to happen in front of you because otherwise we would have taken this off script. See, he's not man enough to take this off script because we would really handle him like family because we want to see our brother progress. Not keep doing this regression that he's doing, working at the Waffle House, because we want to pull him up from the Waffle House.
Thank you.
Y'all the very ones that keep saying, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Well, we're trying to give him some boots so he can pull himself up by the bootstraps. And
W Nutty.
Elevation.
W Nutty.
You cannot sit here and pee on my leg and tell me it's raining outside. You cannot tell me about economics and supply chain when you work at the Waffle House. I'm sorry, you just can't do that.
You want to come back up, Rig? Come on back up. You got a little in trouble over there, but you can send another guest request before because you got to get your closing words out, and then we'll go back and we'll hear from those in the audience who watched that exchange. To me, this is where the real work is that needs to be done in this country in order to save it from the MAGA demon. This is kind of stuff that needs to happen. You got to get real deep into these kind of conversations. Like you said, Nutty, at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, don't want to lose this account? Okay. At a certain point, you have to ask yourself, is the information that I'm actually out here regurgitating and repeating, is this really the truth? And he had many opportunities, all right? Oh, there he is. Q Dog, any last words, any remarks?
I'm just heartbroken as a black man. And I want him to take this with a grain of salt as 4 black men that was on his panel trying to help him get him on the right track, because he already admitted to us that he got in some trouble. He didn't identify what it was when he was younger. We all get into trouble when we're younger. I got into trouble. Boys get into trouble.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that we do. And when I say not just Omega Psi-Phi, I'm talking about Divine Nine. I got my brother Nutty up here. This is what we do when we mentor to young men and women, especially of color in the streets.
Yeah.
Get yourself together. Get an education. The number one thing, anytime I'm around Shaq and he's talking to kids, is the number 2 things that he says. You go to school and get your education and listen to your mama. See, we clearly see that this young man right here, he didn't listen to his parents because that's where he's at right about now. It's not too late, but if he keeps that mindset of you can't tell me nothing,
that part,
you can't educate me, I know everything. If you know everything, you should have kept that same energy in them classrooms.
Bingo.
And took it to a higher level.
Bingo.
Don't wait to get on TikTok and try to preach to the choir. That don't give you no credits in school.
Bingo.
And you'll get a better job than Waffle House if you do it that way versus doing it on here. TikTok ain't gonna get you a higher level in Waffle House.
Tell them. Well, listen, I appreciate that, Q Dog and Nutty. All right, we're going to bring up some more guests. All right, but very, very good. Appreciate the help. Ladies and gentlemen, WQ Dog, W Nutty. No lies detected. Yeah. Got to move it on.
This alter ego guy.
Don't even engage.
He means nothing. I think all he wants to do is troll, and he wants to get attention. It ain't no different than the brother that was up here. So we're going to put him on a celebrity blast. Trump now.
Lord have mercy. All right, I gotta move it on, Q Dog. All right, brother, I appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. That's my brother Q Dog. No lies detected. Brother Lex, I haven't gotten to check in with you. All right, how are you doing? Long time no see. Wow, look at you, always dressed up in the latest and the greatest threads.
No, I've been out in the field, man.
Yeah. So we had a brother.
I've been out doing hillbilly stuff since I got back from the Caribbean.
Well,
I was
listen.
trying to come up there and show him Terrace. You saw those pictures I sent you, right?
Yeah, I've seen the photos. Yeah.
Okay,
What are your
so
thoughts about that
24
gentleman?
pack.
What about that gentleman? What are your thoughts?
Oh, number one, he's he doesn't have any semblance of an education at all whatsoever. Not none at all whatsoever.
Is it condescending?
And
Is it condescending, Lex, to call that out or what? Because a lot of people are saying that, we were a little too harsh on that and we were hammering that point home. And he said, well, just because I don't have that doesn't mean I'm not an American. And so I wanted to actually ask you, because, you work in education and actually you teach, right?
no, actually, I'm the founder of a school at Historic Black University. So
There you go. Well, then that's
I
even.
work in high education. Yes.
Okay. So what are your thoughts about that?
Okay, so number one, whenever people immediately dismiss higher learning, that leads me to believe that they have a lot of inadequacies that they're projecting. You know what I mean? Whenever people go after something in a aggressive manner, especially education, when they're like, you've been indoctrinated because you have a doctorate. No, you go through you matriculate, as the gentleman earlier said, through higher learning, and you learn things. They read books. They teach.
Yes.
They make you take courses.
You got to humble yourself when you learn,
And,
right? There's
and
times you're in the
he's
class and you
talking
want to.
about.
Oh, go for it.
Well, I mean, the thing is I sent you pictures when I was working out of the country, which I got to go back at the end of the month. I'm going back for more time. I sent you a picture of a 24 K cup Starbucks coffee, right?
Yep.
It was $75. I sent you pictures of $9 mayonnaise. I sent you pictures of what? $35 for 3 pounds of chicken. That's tariffs. Because what he didn't want to explain to you is the minute the country puts its tariff on. Do you know why the Dollar Tree is now the $1.25 tree?
Go ahead and tell him.
You notice that?
Listen.
That was a subtle change, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Dollar Tree was the Dollar Tree. Everything was $1.
It used to be at one point.
Now you go in there, everything's the $1.25
But he couldn't.
or the $1.29
But he couldn't
tree.
explain that. He wanted to talk about dumping and all this other stuff. And this is the part where I was a little confused. Why is that even something you want to bring up in the middle of a conversation? I'm trying to get you to understand how inflation works.
Well, see, here's the thing. In the short term of talking about dumping, what they're going to do is they're going to dump the cost onto the consumer.
Bingo. He didn't tell me that.
Yeah, well, I mean, what he was doing is, what I find embarrassing is him being a 48-year-old black male, and he's sitting here whenever you're talking about put ones in the chats, and he's doing this like you guys are having a contest. That's embarrassing. I hope you're still on here, sir. You sir are embarrassing. Then you said you're not black. I'm not black. I mean, what are you then? What did the police think that you were when they were stuffing your ass in the back of a car? Because everybody knows that's why you're doing it. Yeah, that's why everybody knows that's why you're doing the scattered, covered, and smothered right now at Waffle House. I mean,
Don't make me
seriously,
laugh.
This stuff is getting ridiculous to the point of it's something. Whenever I was traveling out of the country, I was running to a lot of European people and people from Great Britain and all over the world, and they were all saying the same thing. We are scared of what's about to happen in your country. I had this older British lady give me a hug and say, "You as a black man, I hope that you are going to be safe."
Wow.
And I was standing somewhere on the beach in Antigua. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are an embarrassment of the world right now because we were supposed to be the most powerful country in this on the planet,
Yeah.
and here we are doing this Ringling Brothers of
I think your
Harlem Bailey
connection is
circus
going.
crap.
Your
So help me
connection.
understand it here. And this guy,
Your connection is going in and out, Lex. Are you everything okay on your end? But I hear what you're
okay,
saying.
is that better?
That's a little bit better. Yeah. I
Is that
think
better?
so. Yes.
Yeah, we got caught. We've had heavy snow here, so there's a lot of ice, and that's the reason I was out in the back. I had to come in out of the back of the field back there. I was trying to do something to one of my field lines. Whenever I heard this conversation going on, and I started walking back towards the
You're
house.
like, oh my lord,
I'm not even
we have
completely
one
inside
in
my
the
house yet.
yeah. So, but you say it's an embarrassment at the end of the day to see that you got brothers out here that don't even want to acknowledge that they're brothers, openly advocating for their own demise. That's kind of what it is, right? And then when you drill right down into it, you're like, oh, okay, so we have someone that's refusing to learn. It makes it even worse. This is the perfect victim.
The thing is as if he was as smart as he says he is, why is he sliding eggs of sunny side ups? I mean, why is he doing that now? Why is he not doing something more involved in the conversation that he was having with us?
Well, let me ask this question, Lex, because we got to try to. I'm going to try to get as many people as I can. But one last question: you run a business?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, would you hire anyone with his qualifications to run your
Hell
business?
no. Do you think?
That's what I was trying to help him understand. It's not just about your ability to repeat stuff you looked up on the internet. It's really about your ability to demonstrate you have a true understanding of the knowledge, because that looks like wisdom, and people could perceive that miles away, especially those of us who are out here in the real world talking to those people who actually do that kind of stuff, right?
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know what? It's when he said that he didn't make it past middle school.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind that's 7th grade. He's 8th grade, maybe. So he never saw even the 4 years of high school.
And that's
so he was never a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior.
And there's a lot of things you don't experience when you don't make it through those, levels, right? There's a lot of real life experiences you don't experience when you go through those levels, those grades. And that's where it was glaringly obvious to those of us who've, matriculated, right? And I was trying to help him. Like, imagine the information he had with a real solid foundation in terms of his education. He probably wouldn't have to work the way, where he does. That's just my opinion, though.
Well, I mean, something. If I was going to be a real ass about it, one of my cousins works in corporate for Waffle House, but I'm not going to do that to that kid. But
fair enough.
Really, if and I'll say this and then I'll go. The way that he behaves, I think that he may have ADD or something. The way he behaves, the way he's reactionary, I find it was strikingly odd to me the way he was acting. And for him to say the things that he was saying to you and using the diction he was using, it's like that he learned I learned some words.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go on the internet and use them.
Yeah.
I know some stuff.
Yeah.
Golly, wow.
You wouldn't believe it if we told you about it, but that's really what's going on out here, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, this is prime territory for Donald Trump and this MAGA cult. They look for people like that to actually push the agenda they got, right?
Yeah, well, MAGA, this is you. That's you guys.
Thank you.
Him and his orange hoodie. I'm in Tennessee. Tennessee's college team is orange, and dude, what?
Lord have mercy.
Just listen, man. I'm gonna go back out here and I'm gonna do some more hillbilly stuff, and you kick me off or whatever.
All right.
But I'm gonna spend the rest of the day laughing about this because I don't know, man. What I did, bruh.
I don't know it.
I
don't know it, and that's why I just got straight to the point. Who would hire him? And you saw the number of people who came to their senses, and like, you know what? Yeah, whatever. All right, WLEX in the chat. No lies detected.
I don't know. Peace, man.
Peace. Peace, peace, peace. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, this is real live feedback. All right, happening in the real world. All right. That was my good friend Lex. All right. Good morning, G-Man. Welcome to the show.
I'm glad you. Big Puerto Rican, born and raised in New York. I'm from New York. Now I grew up the time. Usually Dominicans was during my time. My childhood grew up Washington Heights.
Yeah.
What about Harlem? They
Right.
were dominant Dominicans right there.
Yeah.
Some of them, not all. Correct my word. Some of them don't claim to be black. And I look like this because
Yeah.
my ancestors from a different kind.
Yeah.
And Haiti's right next to it. They used it. Same colonized white supremacy.
Wow.
They think they're better than somebody.
So that-
even the other side of the island, Hispaniola, because it's making a little French and Creole.
So he says
They think
he's
they're
not
above
black.
them.
That's what they do. So he doesn't think the world sees him as black. But
And I hope you listen to me. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him this. Listen,
That's
when I saw
wild.
you, your man, you look like a brother. And being a former New Yorker, old enough to be your father, he will not. He probably think you is a C word or an N word. He think of you as a Dominican. He look at you like that and especially go some parts of Georgia outside where you live at the perimeter. You got some downtown.
Yeah.
See how do they treat you or these Billy Bobs and Bakers? They get a reality. Oh, I'm Dominican. They're looking at you like you're an N-word. I'm telling you straight up.
Yeah.
My education ain't that level, but at least I had common sense. I graduated high school diploma, and I use critical thinking. If I don't know, I ask questions to this host.
Yep.
And the gentleman, and a lot of people before me, the other guests before me.
Yeah.
I learned how to start from them, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta suck up your pride. You don't know everything, man.
yeah.
If in doubt, there's an old school. If in doubt, check it out.
Amen. WG man in the chat. And that's all we're trying to do, ladies and gentlemen. You can't get up
So
here.
I know you got a lot of time and I got more guesses, but
All right.
before I go to work the rest of the week, keep what you're doing, and I'll follow you on Instagram. The other, if this thing's banned, let me know so I can follow you.
I'm going to
there.
be on Instagram, yes, YouTube, and X, and Blue Sky. Those are the accounts currently.
Okay,
have.
that's all right. All right.
And just type
And,
3
fan
crossing.
base too. All right.
All right. WG man in the chat. No lies detected. Yeah. And I see some of the people in the chat. They're triggered by the way that we dealt with that, and I forgot to play it, but I'm going to play
If
it.
you're not happy here,
Yep.
then you can leave.
There you
As
go.
far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
W. Rick C. in the chat. King of moderation. Insulting Trump supporters, huh, Zeus? You're going to find out. King of moderation, why don't you come on up here and explain what the heck you're talking about? Otherwise, I'll tell my moderators to, do what they do. Put you in a straitjacket, all right? The thing is, you have a lot of folks out here that are blind and misled. And judging from the previous guests, I'm starting to get a little bit more perspective about what's happening. It's a true lack of understanding. Cognitive dissonance, actually. Just because you can read something, ladies and gentlemen, to you Trump supporter, it doesn't mean you have a true understanding of what you're reading, all right? Again, the real test, where'd you go to school at, all right? Tell me what you did there, all right? Let's bring up the next panelist. All right, who do we got? Good morning, Miss Morningstar. How are you doing, my sister? Welcome. Woo! Got the camera on. All right, looking good. There you go. How you doing?
Uh-oh. Hold on, I got an echo.
Okay, you got an echo. Cowboy, send a guest request. All right, there you go. That's what we... Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that better, Zeus?
I don't hear the echo. I didn't hear the first one. But I hear you.
I hear the echo, but does the chat hear the echo?
I don't hear echo.
Okay.
No. Do you hear echo?
Okay.
Does anyone hear echo in the chat? Nope. No echoes.
It's just on my it's just on my end then.
I don't know what it is, but you can go ahead and say what you got to say.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say what I gotta say, Zeus. So I listened to the gentleman you guys had and I heard him say, I'm not even black. And the sad part about that, Zeus, is he's claiming to be Dominican Republican, and if he knows anything about the Atlantic slave trade, he would know that that island, which was called Santo Domingo, was the first stop they made of our African ancestries that were dropped off at that island. Note why he has that dark complexion of melanin in his skin. The sad part is they don't accept who they are, and they have refused the information, the education. I know he has limited education, but he's had a long opportunity being on this app to get educated and learn things about his ancestry. And the sad part is we are to this day where he was absolutely playing a game when he came up here. He was not genuine. He was disingenuine. He was actually up here just to get coins. He was not up here to get educated by all the brothers that were up here trying to feed him the knowledge. And those particular kind of young men, we have to just let them fall behind.
You think so? Do you see this? Unfortunately.
We have to.
Unfortunately.
Because sometimes you have to fall.
But let me ask a question, though. Do you think, honestly, Donald Trump will accept him as anything, other than being black? Do you think Donald Trump will accept him in his family if he dated his daughter or something like that? Do you think Trump would accept him? Do you think these Trump supporters, these Trump supporters that proudly wear the red hat? Let me see if I can get you an example of these Trump supporters, if you don't mind, real quick. Let me see if we can do that. There you go. Real quick. There we go. Now I hear the echo. Now I hear the echo.
Yeah, I hear the echo.
Now I hear the echo.
Hold on. I hear the echo.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Morning Star? Where did you go? Are you there? Do you think these Trump supporters? Where'd you go, Morning Star?
Okay, I'm back, Zeus. Can you hear me?
Do you think these Trump supporters? Where'd you go, Morning Star?
Okay, I'm back, Zeus. Can you hear me?
I gotta drop you. There's an echo, Morning Star. But send a guest request, all right, and then we'll move it on. All right, I'll let you wrap it up because I think there is some technical difficulties. But my question to you, Miss Morning Star, if you don't mind, where did you go? Oh, there they go. There he goes, right there. There he goes, right there. There you go, Morning Star. Oh, there you go. All right, there you go. I don't see you, Morning Star. Where did you go? Maybe you had other affairs to tend to. I get it. But to the brother that was in the box, I wanted to ask the question. Let me see. There she is. Do you think these people in these red hats will ever accept him and to their families, Morning Star? That's the question I wanted to ask you. Because I know Trump. We know Trump wouldn't do it. But do you think those people in the red hats in those crowds would they accept that Dominican? As one of their own?
They won't, Zeus. They're going to look at him for the color of his skin. They're not going to ask him what island he comes from or who was his ancestry, his background. They're not going to ask those questions. What they're going to do is they're going to look at him. They're going to judge him absolutely by his complexion. And that's the end of the story, Zeus. We know this.
So where does what? So you're saying we as the black community, we just kind of got to let him fall. He's not going to get any. He's not going to get any love on the other side.
No.
This is a sad space. This is a sad place.
All those coins that they were throwing up, they was just clapping and patting them on the head.
Keep you in your place. Remain ignorant.
Good boy.
Remain ignorant. That's what those coins were for him.
Good boy.
Well,
Good
I hope.
boy.
Well, he needs it. He must need that because if that's what you got to do in order to, survive, you got to do it. But he's gonna have to do a whole lot more of that, Miss Morningstar. Once Trump becomes president, he's got to do a lot more of that. So, Godspeed, brother. Godspeed. You gotta.
Godspeed. And like I said, Zeus, some people we got to leave behind. That is what our ancestor Harriet Tubman had to do. That is what we have to do. We have to let them fall, and hopefully they find themselves and they get back to the right side. But we can't spend too much time with them because he was clearly up here to play a game. He was singing, trying to sing a hymn. It was all comedy. He was, yeah, I'm recording this and I want to put it on my YouTube. You know, it's about he's desperate. He's brokey broke. You know, Liz, my girl Lotto got a song called Brokey Broke. He broke. And he need those coins. He need that little bit of love that he ain't never got before. He needs that in order to feel relevant.
Wow.
So, you know, that's just all I really wanted to say.
All right.
You know, we have put in a lot of work on this app.
Yeah, we have.
Including my brother. You continue to be great. I will continue to follow you wherever you go.
Thank you.
I'm going to follow as many wonderful creators we have on this app.
Thank you.
And we're going to stay with the word. We're going to stay with the message.
Amen.
Our plugs, you already know.
Amen.
Our plugs will get started. We'll be going live on the radio on January 20th. Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
2.7 The Change, guys.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. WOurplugs.com. All right. And thank you, Miss Morning Star.
Follow us. We'll still be in touch. Thank you, Zeus.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Everything you've done.
I will.
We love you, brother.
I love you too, sis. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Morning Star in the chat. No lies detected.
Love you guys and thank you for the gift. Have an awesome day.
We will. We ain't gonna let the devil win today. Oh, absolutely not. We got. All right, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, that's my sister, Miss Morning Star. No lies detected. We are out here, ladies and gentlemen, setting the captive free. All right, and that brother, he's going to meditate on this show. He's going to meditate and say, I was surrounded. Here's what he said. I'm outnumbered. Oh, my God, please don't do that, Zeus. No, I'm going to do that to you because it's your last chance. Good morning, Sunrise. How are you doing?
Good morning, Zeus. Good
W Sunrise. Now, Sunrise, did you listen to some of that, what I had to put up with this morning? Did you hear any of that?
It was quite painful on this Monday morning, Zeus. I've been a professor for 10 years now.
Wow.
The lack of education and the lack of value of education, specifically amongst our young Black men, is very disappointing.
Yeah.
Is very embarrassing. And you know, when you lack education and you pride yourself on being a 48-year-old grown man working at Waffle House, and yes, I said it.
Let me go ahead and cover this up real quick.
Yes, yes, I said it. You call it what you want. I'll take the backlash. I'm saying it with my whole entire chest. It is a requirement in adulthood to do better and to be better. And no shade if life events took you out of school, whether it was parenting issues, economic issues, environmental issues. Those things happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But at some point, you become an adult. And at some point, you make decisions to say, this is what happened to me. And I have to make a decision to do better or kind of resort back to to finish what I started.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So at 40 years old, if at 48,
almost he half a century old almost, right? That's wild.
To not have said, okay, this is what happened to me, whether it be my fault or not. Let me make my life better.
Right.
That is an embarrassment. I teach in the School of Continuing and Professional Studies, meaning that I teach college students who are adults who are returning to school to complete their bachelor's degrees.
Right.
Whether it be that their job that they've been at for years are now requiring it, or whether they want to get into a new industry that may require it. These these are adults that are
Right.
30, 40, 50 years old. You can make a decision to do better and to be better.
Yeah.
Not act like a fool on TikTok as a 48-year-old man who can't sit still, who's trying to not listen. You know, we were given 2 ears to speak and 1 mouth to listen. I mean, 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to
Yeah, that's
speak.
how I was taught.
Which means that it's more important to listen than to speak. And the man would not shut up.
That part.
If you think that you are the smartest person in the room, then leave the goddamn room. A pastor once told me that anything that is not growing is dead.
Listen
And
up,
if you
Carlos.
And
Go
if
for
you
it.
refuse to grow,
Yeah.
why are you living? What is the purpose of living if you refuse to grow?
Mm-hmm.
That was an absolute embarrassment. And I don't know where and I appreciate that you had, our brothers up here trying to speak to him.
Yeah, we tried.
But I also want to know, because Zeus, there is nothing like a black woman to a black man.
There you go.
Where are the women in his life? And I know he don't claim to be black.
Is
but
he still
where are
here?
the-
Tell him to come back up here. I would love for him to get it in and have a serious conversation with you. But I think where
Yeah.
he's at mentally, he's too immature, and he's at that place where a lot of them tend to be, where they blaming the women for their
Right.
inability. My
Right.
mama didn't. I couldn't go to college because of my mama. You know that's what he's gonna do, and then he's internalized misogyny, and it's gonna be a bunch of that. We know what this demon is. That's why I had to let him reveal himself the way he did. But you know what? Go for it.
But see, we have to fight for ourselves, not because of, but in spite of.
Tell him.
I want him to listen to that.
Yeah.
We have to fight to be better, not because of, but in spite of.
Bretta, are you here? Your sister
That was
speaking
an
to your soul.
absolute embarrassment.
That's sad. This is sad because, Morningstar said it. I mean, we just discussed it, right? He's not really going to be embraced on that side, right? And all we were basically saying is, hey, you got to step your game up in order to bring our name up. You know what I'm saying? You see how, and, oh, you're insulting me. No. What you're doing is you're embarrassing everybody, especially people of color, when you get up here and you advocating for this guy that it doesn't give a darn about you.
You're patient, Zeus. You are very patient, because I thought he
Yeah.
should have been in the
In the lake of fire. Yeah, but I had to let that demon
long before you put him there.
tell him. Yeah, but I'm trained at this, and I know that this is going to be a moment he'll never forget. He'll never forget this moment. He's going to go, oh my gosh, I thought I won. But when I sit back, I played myself on TikTok. Because everybody saw the lack of education. No one wants him working in their business. No one's serious. No one serious would actually hire him.
No.
And I gave him so many opportunities to get on the right side and at least say, you know what? I realize I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I should pivot and go, you know what, Zeus? I can be taught, and maybe give that image to the people. But he didn't do it. So prideful.
And like many of the people in the chat were saying what you should have done, or, you told them, just like, that Orange Buffoon said, if you don't like it here, you can leave.
Yeah.
Let me tell you all something. If you don't like it in this kingdom of Zeus, you can leave.
W Sunrise in the chat.
Let me repeat that. If you don't like it in the kingdom, you can leave.
Woo!
You don't have to be here.
What a Monday. W Cabria in the chat. W Cabria. That's what I do, honestly, Sunrise. If I go somewhere on TikTok and it gets to a place where I'm just like, you know what, I've had a little bit of enough, I'll swipe out and, go somewhere to cool off, if that's what it is, or I'll just do what I've been doing. But I don't take any of it personal against the host, because I understand, everybody has their own style. I get it. It really is nothing. It's hard to judge people who run their platforms, because this is a lot of work. All right.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, listen, Sunrise, I got to bring up some more of your friends, all right? But ladies and gentlemen, W Sunrise speaks in the chat. No lies detected. A professional always in the box. Let's give her a huge round of applause. I seriously mean that.
Thank you, Zeus. You have a great Monday and a great week.
All
You all
right.
too, everyone.
All right,
Bye-bye.
all right. We're enjoying the remaining time we have on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. So you know this is what this is all about. All right, all right, all right. Look at that. Oh my goodness, my sister Cabria, welcome. Look at that. You never know. Look at that. How are you doing, sis? How are you doing?
How are you this morning?
I'm all right. I'm feeling really good. I feel like we made a lot of inroads today in ways that I couldn't imagine.
Well, maybe with the brothers and sisters that were trying to help the young man
Yeah.
who got on the panel, and God willing, the people in the chat, maybe they picked up some pearls of wisdom. But I really felt sorry for the young man.
Oh.
48 years of life, and he has learned absolutely nothing. He's wasted time. Time is something you cannot get back. We all know this, right?
Yeah.
And I believe it was the gentleman with the cowboy hat who had more things to attend in his backyard.
Yeah.
And he did it, and no one else picked up on it, and I picked up on it.
Lex.
Lex. He said he didn't finish middle school, 7th and 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
So he never even saw the inside of a high school, which meant he never even was able to give himself some book learning from high school level, right? So he has this mentality of a child.
And that was so bizarre because I kept referring to him. I said, young man. He says, no, I'm 48. And I'm like,
No,
that's wild to me.
he had the mentality of a child, couldn't keep still. He reminded me of my grandchildren when they were younger, jumping around, right? So
Yeah.
one thing I've learned in this life, don't argue with a fool because you'll never win.
Amen.
We've all seen people like him, and they refuse to better themselves, right? So another thing I picked up on, he said before he worked at Waffle House,
Yeah.
he picked up poop on the side of the road.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, if he picked poop up on the side of the road, the brother had been incarcerated in a county jail.
Oh.
No other place would you pick up poop on the side of the road, right? So he gave all kind of signals, and he just, I'll give you a little. I'm gonna leave this little story with you, and I'm gonna drop. My father, he got married when he was 15.
Oh.
He got his little girlfriend pregnant, and back in 1939, folks wasn't having that.
Yeah.
So he had to have a shotgun wedding.
Wow.
So he married his first wife, and they had 4 children. And my father worked at Ford Motor Plant because he moved up to Detroit. He's from Memphis, Tennessee. And he
Okay.
told me the story. He said to his first wife, he said, so-and-so, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to school and become something. She said, Ray, we're doing good right now. You working at Ford Motor Plant. He said it hit him. He wanted to do better.
Yeah.
He divorced his wife. He went on and he became a doctor.
Oh.
If you want to do better, you set the seed in your head that you want to do better.
Ooh.
So this guy has no intention of doing better except being on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and acting a clown and flipping burgers at Waffle House.
Lord.
And that's as far as he's gonna go.
Wow. But I gotta ask you though, will this all the effort that he's putting in, do you think it'll open up any opportunities with him in Donald Trump's world at all?
No. He's about as far as he's gonna go. He's stagnant. 48 years old, Zeus. As Sunrise said, half a century.
Oh.
Now, how many more years he got left in his life?
Tomorrow ain't promised.
Half a century, Zeus.
Yeah.
He's half a century.
That's wild. That's wild to me.
And it's not like he's living in the time where there are no opportunities for people of color.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Are you there? Where did you go? Hello? Are you there? Did you get a call?
I'm here.
Okay, I can hear you now.
No, I'm here, Zeus.
Okay, I can hear you.
Every choice that young man made, he decided he wanted that choice, and one of them was to be a buffoon on TikTok.
I shouldn't laugh, but that's true. I shouldn't laugh, but that's true. That means he consciously wakes up and decides this is what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
That's bizarre.
And then when the educated brothers tried to tell him, right,
Mm-hmm.
he still refused to listen.
Hey,
So this, and you hit it on head too. He just doesn't want to listen. He's the type of guy in the back of the class that he knew more than the teacher.
whoo.
Because he decided he knew more than the teacher, he's paved his way to pick up poop and flip eggs. And that's his life story.
Cabria, that is so funny. I can't believe you had to put that spin on it and make it actually hilarious. It is sad. It's a sad but hilarious story at the same time. That's why I tell these people, same thing makes you laugh, it'll eventually make you cry.
Exactly. And he's going to throw out, do you know what dumping is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when he said that, I said, okay, I'm a Google dumping in terms of tariff. What
Yeah.
does it mean, right?
Yeah.
He and like Nutty said, he brought up quality. No,
That's
wasn't.
not in the definition.
That's not in the. So he can read the printed word, but doesn't have an understanding. And then he wants to argue his point and look like a fool. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's why I didn't want to go any further. I had the definition up here the whole time, and I'm just sitting here listening to him. I'm like, at what point do you actually admit you have no clue what you're talking about, right? And all of that came from, does the price of the $45 toy go up or not? And
Exactly.
we got into all of the personal issues that he's dealing with. And this is the part where I'm hoping he goes back and hits play on the video he's screen recording and say, now, how do I look? Because you got to do that exercise. You really do.
Exactly. See, he picked up a few words from Joe Rogan.
Oh.
Right? Dumping. And what was that other word? He wanted to direct your live, or he wanted your live to go, right?
Yeah.
So he starts throwing out these words that he's heard on Joe Rogan and
Sick.
and all those other right wing conspiracy.
Charlie Kirk and, you know,
Charlie
where,
Kirk,
yeah. I know
Alex
where.
Jones,
yeah.
you know, picked up a few words, Googled it, and put it all together and came up with tariff soup. And,
Tariff soup. That sounds like tiramisu a little bit, but it's tariff soup. And he did cook that today on the show. I'll give him that. He did cook tariff soup today. I'll give him that. I told you, don't get in this box, because if you do, we have a good way of helping you to get the truth. And you're not going to like it, because it's going to come whether you like it or not. Oh, Zeus, that's too much. It's overwhelming. No, we could do a whole live talking about how ignorant this situation was. We could do it all. I could, but I'm not. I got other things to do, but it is what it is. But all right, sister. All right, I got to get up out of here. All right, but as you know,
all right, brother.
love you always.
I love you too, and you take it easy. And you know what? I'm a miss you, Zeus. I hope they keep the kingdom going. You know, I hope they keep TikTok. If Trump has any pull.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hold two thoughts in my head at one time.
Yeah.
I could wish that TikTok stays alive and Trump will go away, you know. But if he can pull this TikTok off.
I've said this, and then people don't like it when I say, if he somehow saves this app, I'll do a poll and I'll say, out of these things, which one should I not talk about anymore? All right. And we'll go down to the top two, and then I'll eliminate one of them. But there's so many things I could talk about, but I'm willing to, you know, at least come to the middle on that one, right? If he saves the app, I might drop something off, you know, in terms of me. I might not talk about Trump University. You know what I mean? Something like that. I can let that go. Go.
Yeah, I'll let go of Gulf of America.
Okay, yeah. We'll let that go, right? We'll work with him on that if he saves TikTok. But other than that, I'm gonna be on him like white on rice. All right.
I'll see you tomorrow, same Zeus channel, same Zeus time.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, W. Cabria in the chat. No lies detected. Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, you said drop January 6th. That's a tall order. That's a tall order right there, sir. Unfortunately, dropping January 6th. We'll have to do a poll on that, seriously. I'm all right. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Unfortunately, Zeus has to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the time. What an incredible show. even though that guest and we didn't see eye to eye, I want to thank him. All right, Bretta, I want to thank you for coming on the show today, because you really revealed to me I made the right choice voting for Kamala Harris. All right, you made it crystal clear. I made the right choice going to school and getting the education. I made the right choice listening to my mama and my daddy. I want to thank you for making that crystal clear to me this morning. All right, really. But I also want to give you another huge round of booze and shame, because unfortunately, champ, that MAGA demon is doing a number on you. All right, let's get one last round of booze and shame. I'll give him one last round.
Silence, you MAGA.
That's especially for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get up out of here. I want to make sure you all know you deserve a round of applause for staying. All right, this is one of the most exciting, engaging, and entertaining shows, educational as well. You all deserve a round of applause, seriously. If I didn't get to you today, it doesn't mean I love you any less. It just means I have other affairs to tend to. But again, I also know that I have some Zeus haters out there, and they know exactly who they are. Yeah, they convince themselves that they're smarter and wiser and more handsome than Zeus, all right? And they get up there and they put weird backgrounds that try to make it look like they're actually smarter and wiser and more intelligent, even though it's crystal clear they're really not. They promote misinformation and disinformation from Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. And of course, they worship Donald J. Trump, even to their own demise. You know, earlier I read a little bit of what these soldiers in North Korea, you know, they have to do that for their leader, Kim Jong-un. Yeah, they do the same thing for Donald Trump. They literally grab the, you know, the thing that explodes and they stick it under their vest, or they put it under their chin, and then they pull the pin out, all on behalf of Donald J. Trump. These folks, they are in for a rude awakening. All right, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because he's going to fix the economy. Yeah, I was spending a lot of money under President Biden, but they have no clue they're going to be wasting a lot more under Donald J. Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him one last round of booze and shame.
Silence, you
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
MAGA demon.
Take care and stay safe out here in these TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Yeah. Welcome. Oh yeah. We went to town today. We went to town today on these Trump supporters. Yeah. Zeus, I never saw your show before. Is this what you do? Yeah, this is what I do. See you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. No lies detected. W-Deb in the chat. You want me to connect the dots? W-Angel. Woo! All right, W-Bounce in the chat. W-Curtis. Hey, Mom. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your birthday, by the way, this weekend. Tiffany for the people. Yes. Make sure you click the link in my bio, and you'll be able to find me on the other social media websites. All right, I know a lot of you've been asking me about that. I cooked that 40 to 90-year-old. You know what he said? You know what he said? W-Bounce. Zeus, I am going to. W heaven. Let's go. Let's go. Zeus, I'm going to screen record you. And I am going to put you on blast to all of my followers. I go onto his page. He didn't see me. W-Ange. I go onto his page. 462 followers. Sir. Sir, stop it. Don't promise me a good time, all right, like that. Don't promise me a good time, and then you turn around and your metrics don't line up to that. Oh, my God. I'm going to put you on YouTube. Please. Please do that, all right? I love it when you work for Zeus and I don't have to pay you. Like how I connect the dots. Let's go, let's go. That's how you connect the dots, right? And yes, sir, go screen record it like all of the other Zeus haters out there and post the pictures and videos on your page. I call that free publicity. Thank you very much. Don't do me any favors, seriously. Oh my God! And you know what? You know what's gonna be in his head. Now this is where it might seem like I'm being mean, right? He's gonna go when he goes to the Waffle House. From here on out, he's gonna remember this show and think, I hope nobody that was on Zeus's show sees me at Waffle House doing this. Sorry, Mom, I'm going to hell for that. You didn't raise me to say that, but that's what he's thinking right now. All right. I know this because I've been in that situation before. That's why I went and did what I'm doing now. I said, oh no, I'm not going to give people that kind of content. I'm not going to make it easy. I did that before. I said, oh, listen, because I used to work at McDonald's before, and I said, listen, oh no, we're not going to let people be able to catch Big Zeus working at McDonald's. This is when I was in high school, though. So I've always said, I'm not going to make it easy for my haters. I got to make it hard for them to cook. So they won't get that out of me. But they'll get the content out of him. If they see him at Waffle House, they'll go, oh, yeah. I saw you on Zeus's Live talking about dumping, and now I see you doing this with these eggs. Yeah, okay, champ. All right, now let's get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
Frack and drill, baby.
We're going to drill, baby, drill, and get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what I do.
Drill, baby, drill,
right, Craig?
Baby, drilling so deep. We're going to be, for these guys, we're going to take out so much money, we're going to pay down our debt.
All right, here we go.
We're going to lower your taxes to
see, we didn't get to this.
Insane asylums.
Let's go.
You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter, drill, baby, drill, we're going to frack, drill,
you gotta be able to drill, baby, drill.
You know she's got a pancake, right? Up her there, she was
right, Tiffany.
And then all the stuff, and then all the stuff. And
let's go.
Get
your rag out. She said, I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back. They always do that. She can't help it. She's so radical. Yeah.
She can't help it.
And we're gonna end that, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta be able to drill.
So deep, we're gonna be for it.
Hey.
We're gonna take out
so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower those taxes. Come on, if you want your taxes lower, put your hands up. The late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack. Hey! Drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Let's go! Right! We're gonna drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
They do.
Okay, they say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? We're going to lower your taxes.
Ooh.
Deep insane asylums.
You know they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal. Hey! Y'all know that was hard right there. Lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. How many of y'all want to go deep? Drill, baby, drill. Let's go. Hey. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great. You know that. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Zeus, thanks for putting that nice photograph. Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll drill, baby, drill. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your morning. I'm out of here. There you go. Let's go. Have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen.